back. The worst podcast on the internet.
I think we try.
Close this.
Oh, close the
We're not ready. Hello, welcome back. One of us was just telling the other about the boner pills that they took.
Yes.
You'll never know which.
Yeah, you. It was him.
It was him.
I know it was him.
It was him.
I'll show it. I can get an erection right now. I'll show it. Right, great.
Oh, we've got a lot going on in today's podcast. I need to tell Judd about some shit that went down when I was having my bathroom fitted. I've just had a new bathroom. That sounds very boring. The bathroom fitting part of it probably is. It's just some of the things that surround the bathroom that were embarrassing, really. So you'll want to hear about that. And then also, we're just doing a big old movies and TV kind of discussion bonanza as well, because we used to, tell each other about movies and TV that we'd and video games, actually, and the scores that we've given for them on our tracking spreadsheet. And lately we've kind of stopped doing that after recording podcast, just for convenience and time of being busy.
It's that, but also I don't think there's been anything. Like this. What have you been watching?
20 things.
Oh, okay, all right.
So
never mind then.
I've got a build up.
I guess it's me that just never does anything.
You probably have, though. You just never remember anything.
No, I have. I've been playing Baldur's Gate, which is what.
Okay. Well, maybe you'll want to swap your score. You know.
Have I already scored Baldur's Gate?
I think so. We can check. Sorry, I'm just searching on the spreadsheet.
Man's gay.
Oh no, you didn't.
Yeah.
You didn't.
Okay.
So you can score that, So there'll be some discussion of that sort of thing as well. So I'm going to start with the story.
Get your fucking shit bathroom story out of the way.
And then we'll go to media reviews that we're known for.
Yeah.
I'm just ignoring you. So I'm having a new bathroom fitted.
Still, or are you still
no, it's done now.
Okay.
It's done now. It's basically. Yesterday was the first day I could actually use it.
Okay.
So we've had a new bathroom fitted. It's been done really well. The guy came to consult first and check everything, so we know he's a nice guy and that. I don't know. I'm trying to think if you might find him a bit sexy, Judd. He was about late 40s, maybe 50s.
If he's got like a bit of a belly to him. Or is
not
he
a
more
lot.
muscular?
Not a lot. More muscular. Like
okay,
fitter.
no, I'd probably be into it. Yeah, I'd probably be into it.
Fair enough.
Did you get a good look at his arse? Because I like guys with a fat arse.
I didn't. I wasn't looking for the arse.
Okay, right, fair enough.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So, anyway, I don't want to talk. I don't want to say too much about him because I might need to ring him up if there's any problems with our bathroom.
What
if he's a fan?
He's one of the two fans we have.
He's starting his own new business called Bathrooms Badly. So, the thing is with this, right? I have an odd sleep schedule. I don't know why. I hate it, but I can't go to sleep at night. So when a good time to fall to sleep would be, maybe around 11 p.m. is probably a nice bedtime for most people.
Yeah.
Absolutely wide awake, no chance I'm falling asleep. It just does not happen. I've tried for years to see what I can do about it. I've tried so many different techniques. I looked up what the fucking... I found out what the military does to sleep on, like, rocks and shit like that, and tried to... It did not fucking work. So basically what I've had to do is just give in to the fact that I can't sleep. But also, I can't just lay in bed later because I've got work and things like that. The rest of the world doesn't work on that schedule, and it shouldn't try and work to my schedule. So I have to basically get barely any sleep. So what I then do is try my best to try and find some sort of time that's a good time to have a nap to kind of work at, like, fill in the rest of what a normal sleep would be.
Yeah.
Normally, for me, that's sometime around 2 p.m. or, like, just after lunch. Depends.
Why don't you just, like, get a job at, like, a graveyard shift somewhere?
Well, because I can't, really. I mean, like, what am I going to do?
There's, like, even literally
maybe work in a graveyard.
Yeah.
I actually did consider that once. When I was looking for jobs, I thought... I'm very emotionally detached from everything in life. I'll work at the crematorium burning people. That might earn quite a bit of money because no one wants to do that.
Yeah.
but he never came up. Apparently, they only need one guy.
The one guy, and he's really good at it.
He already does it. So like,
no, but like, I was working with a guy recently, and his I'm not saying this is necessarily what you do, but like she just like is a picker for like you know, at like shops and stuff, like putting stuff on shelves. But she earned like £18 an hour. Just because she worked on the graveyard shift, and
that's not like a job you can just get though either. That's like a very desirable job that loads of people would love to do.
Yeah, I don't know.
It's not so simple. Maybe though. I have been kind of thinking about my career. Another thing that I'll think about another time. Basically, I don't sleep right, so I have to sleep not that much. Maybe some people are going to think this is ridiculous. 6 hours a night, which sounds like. Do you know what annoys me with this as well? Is some people think 6 hours you can do on 6 hours. Fuck off. Stop it. 6 hours is bad for you. Don't be stupid. We all know it's 8 hours. Stop being silly. Also, it does vary per person as well. Some people like really do need 9 hours. Some people like 6 hours is pushing it for what you're. Some people only need 7.
I just say get the sleep that you need. Like some people are all right on 6, but not everybody is. Like
I tend to need a lot of sleep. I'm an 8-hour kind of guy. I like to push it to 9 if I can, but you know, I like if I can. Most of the time, I don't even get 8 hours. Most of the time, I get 7 if I'm lucky.
Yeah.
But because normally I'm getting 6 hours sleep and then a nap, so it works out at like nearly 7 hours, sometimes 7.5 hours. If I'm in the office, it's much worse because, again, I have to be up way earlier to commute to the office, but I still have to fall asleep at the same time. I can't. People are like, just go to bed earlier. I fucking told you, I can't. Yeah. So then I get like 4, maybe 5 hours of sleep, and that gets topped up to under 6. Yeah. So it's like, sleep fucked. Easy description. When the workmen are here, it's like, I want them to start early and keep working because I want my bathroom being done. Yeah. So I can't be upset about not getting as much sleep because I want them to be there. So they might turn up at 8:30. I've been woken up earlier than I normally would wake up by only about 20 minutes, but it's still something. But I can't have a nap because the entire day is fucked. So it messed me up with sleeping. So, right. One of the days they were doing the bathroom as well is every 2 weeks I have a week. I work longer hours so I can have a day off every 2 weeks. So one of the days they were working was one of these days off. So like I really wanted to lay in as well. I would normally lay in like 10:30, 11 on that day as well. Yeah. And I didn't even get that. So I was exhausted on this one. I was really tired. And so I needed to go to B&Q for some DIY stuff. I went to B&Q for some DIY stuff. I treated myself to a little Pizza Hut on my own. Nice. It was good.
I can't believe that. Where? Where did you find one?
A retail park. I had a B&Q, I had a Pizza Hut.
I just thought they were gone. I honestly thought they were just gone.
Pizza Hut? Yeah. No, Pizza Hut's still about.
Yeah, they're like they're on the back. Really? I know I like Pizza Hut, but I'm saying like it's one of those that you're not seeing.
Not doing so well. I mean, people like to order more now, I think, and Pizza Hut they do deliver it, but they needed to catch up with that. Didn't they? The main thing to note about Pizza Hut, it's a pain in the ass to order your food at Pizza Hut because you have to sit down at the table and order it on your phone. The table.
I fucking hate that.
I hate that shit. It's like you may as well have just ordered a pizza at home.
I'm getting so pissed off with the way everything's just moving to online and apps on your fucking phone. Like I wanted to get a loan from the bank. You know, like you know, what you think of like name off the top of your head 5 things that banks are supposed to do. It's like, you know,
get a loan
hold on to your money and get a loan, or probably give a loan are like the 2 biggest things.
That's about it.
Yeah, that's pretty much it. Yeah, but like I was getting the new car at the start of the year because I was on a drunken rampage and I smashed the. I'm kidding. I didn't. No, that's not what happened. But I did smash.
You start getting a phone call from DVLA now. They're like, we're listening to the podcast. Your insurance is now 20 grand.
I wouldn't be surprised. But no, so I had to get a loan for the car. And I went to the bank, I walked in, and I was like, hi, who do I talk to about getting a loan? And immediately she was like, oh, no, you don't do that here anymore. You do that on the app. On the app. I'm like... I mean, I didn't say this, but I'd been there before for something. I think it was for like bank statements or something. But I felt like just going, what the fuck are you all here for? There was about 4 or 5 of them walking around. I'm like, what the fuck do you actually do? Because I've come in like 2 or 3 times now, and all you said to me is, no, you use the app.
It's crazy, isn't it?
It's like, do you have I don't even see tellers on the fucking thing anymore to like withdraw money.
Yeah. What does anyone do ever now?
A bank.
You're all shit.
Yeah.
And do you know what though? Someone is going to snap and say that to them, and someone's going to video it and put it on Reddit, on the public freakout Reddit, and everyone's going to be going, "Wow, what a fucking, what a Karen!" Like, it's freaking out so much.
Get with the times, dude.
Like,
it's all online.
No wonder people are fucking snapping. You saw the video not long. Well, it's not very recent of a guy. I think it was in the UK where someone just like reversing and just driving into the back of this bus in the middle of the street, and they obviously had a mental breakdown. I was thinking, that's gonna be me. I'm gonna do that. I feel so close to that regularly, and it's stuff like that causes it.
Yeah,
we're getting very sidetracked.
No, I know, but I just wanted to say as well. Like another thing is as well. When I went onto the app to try and get this fucking loan, the first thing, like I wanted £2,000, and I was gonna pay it back over a period of 6 months. So I was like, I don't want a whole lot, and I'm going to pay you back really quickly, because I don't like owing people money. Personally, I don't like owing people money. So, but when I first go onto the thing to look for a loan, the first thing it hits me with is, would you like to take a $5,000 loan out over the period of 5 months and of 5 years, and like, have this certain amount of interest on it? And I'm like, no, I want to have it on like $2,000, and I want to pay you back in under a year, because I don't want to have loads of interest on, and also I want to pay you back quick because I'm responsible with money, and it asked me a bunch of other questions like, are you using?
I'm responsible with money. Taking out a loan.
Well, yeah, because the people who are responsible with money should be the types of people that are allowed to take out loans. But it's not. It's the people who are irresponsible with money, so the banks can charge them more and fuck them over harder.
Yeah, and they can also get money from them from the loan, but then steal the assets that they can then sell on.
Yeah, exactly. So, it's asking me shit as well, like, are you going to use this loan to pay off a previous loan? Do you pay mortgage? Do you pay rent? Do you have any children? Do you, shit like that? How many cars do you own?
Yeah.
Shit like this. And I'm like, basically everything, I'm saying, nope, I've got no other prior debts that I have to pay off. I just want this one debt so I can have and it's a practical thing as well. It's like, I need the car for work to pay the money. And like, I'm giving them all of this stuff, and they just look at it, the app, sorry, not even a human person, the fucking robot looks at it and goes, no. It's like, what do you mean, no, you fucker?
It's little like, Britain, isn't it? His computer says no.
Yeah, it's like if I was talking to a person right now, I could sit here and explain all this shit, and they'd probably go, yeah, you know what, actually, you see. I feel like if this were the 80s or 90s, there'd be a person sat across me going, well, young fella, you seem like a real stand-up guy, a swell.
And they might not necessarily give you that loan either. They might think, oh, yeah, don't actually qualify for that.
Yeah.
But because I'm a human who works in this industry, I know there's this other thing that could maybe help you.
Also, if I don't, you could go, here's why you don't. And then I could go, oh, okay, I get you.
Do you know why they don't? It's because they want to have all this shite that's going to be no benefit to you.
Yeah.
But they can't make a person tell you, because you fucking kill them. And it's like, and they would deserve it.
Yeah.
So, anyway, that's Pizza Hut's policy on how to order food now for some reason as well. Anyway, I was tired. I didn't realise this, but the problem with the Pizza Hut thing, by the way, you have to enter your card details onto your phone to pay. And it's like, there's a guy there.
Yeah,
he's like right next to me. He's gonna see this shit.
Yeah,
it's like, a security code and everything. Put it in, and then you press. I'm like trying to do it under tables. You can't see. I press go, and it's like whirling, loading. It's still on the fucking screen.
Yeah,
go.
Yeah.
So I hated that.
Can you not just go, I have cash, I have money?
I reckon if you said to the waiters, can I just please order like normal, they wouldn't refuse, but they'd probably say, well, we do like you to order. They'd probably try and fucking talk you out of it.
I think the fucking 17-year-old that'd be surfing you would have a mini panic attack. I think that's what had happened.
Maybe, but it was the manager that was
Okay.
obviously she was wearing a different coloured shirt.
It was the 70-year-old manager, because that's what you have.
No, Judge. She was the 46-year-old manager who's not got a husband, who's never gone anywhere in her life.
Yeah.
It was that one.
Who constantly refers to, she's constantly like, oh, sorry, I can't do overtime because I need to get home to my babies, and her babies are her 2 cats.
Yeah.
Yeah.
They have eaten her. They have eaten her pillows.
Yeah.
And then shut it back out, and she opens the door and goes,
yeah.
and then proceeds to eat a whole tub of ice cream for her evening meal.
At least somebody left something for me when I got home today. What a sad life.
Anyway, speaking of sad stuff, I was tired, so like, I'd already kind of pre-formed this plan in my head.
Yeah.
Like, I can't go today without a nap. That's kind of what I thought, right? So I thought, I'm going to drive somewhere relatively close, but somewhere that's like in the middle of nowhere.
Yeah.
And I'm going to park up and I'm going to sleep in the back of my car for a bit. Not a bad idea, right?
Yeah, okay.
That's not a bad idea to get a nap. I'm going to show Judd where I chose, and you will know where this is because I don't want to say where it is because it's obviously inherently close to my house. But you know where that is, yeah.
Yeah.
So if we go that way,
not far at all. Then literally,
you know where this shop is.
Yeah.
You know that roundabout. Up here.
Yeah.
Our dad lives that way. And you know the bypasses that Dad used to go and show us when he gets a fast car?
Yeah.
That's these.
Yeah, no, yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
They're quite in the middle of nowhere, aren't they?
I live.
Yeah, you live
I live
over here-ish.
There?
Here.
I'm down here, I think.
Somewhere around
here. Somewhere.
So yeah, you know the bypass I'm talking about. Anyway, so I figured, right, these are in the middle of nowhere. People like drive 60, 70 down these roads because they're fucking just getting somewhere. I'm going to pull in to one of the slip roads. And I didn't go to the first one. I went to like the next one.
Yeah.
That was like in the middle of nowhere. I'm going to pull in here. Out at way enough. I maneuver to get back in my car. It's uncomfy back in my car. You know how it's going to be. I thought, why didn't I fucking bring a pillow or something? I knew I was going to do this, but I didn't. And then.
So did you sleep on the back seats then?
Yeah, I figured it'd be easy to sleep on the back seat.
That's so weird. When I sleep in the car, I put the front seat all the way down and I sleep on that. That's better.
Maybe. I just figured it's not really proper at an angle. I might try that if I need to at some point again. I don't think that'd be better for me though.
I don't know. That's what because I slept in the car for a few days when I went to Download Festival because the tent we got was like fucking tiny. It was like big enough for one person. So yeah,
I think my thought process as well was the back seats of my car have privacy glass.
Oh,
so
okay,
if someone did come, it almost was like I'm trying to make sure no one comes and sees me being a weirdo sleeping in the back of my car. Yeah. But
they probably
I guess
just think
I would
sleeping at like living out of your car, and they'd probably just leave you to it.
I don't want anyone to live. And I guess I thought that like people are less likely to see me. It just helped me sleep.
Okay,
to know that people are less likely to be looking at me in my vulnerable, weird car sleep. But of course. For some reason, every fucker decided to pull into this lay-by. Like, honestly, I pulled towards the front of it because I figured if for some reason some like maniac in a lorry wants to stop here out of all places, there's literally like lorry-sized garages near there and everything that would be way more convenient for him. If for some reason someone picks us up here, they've got room to. Maybe I should have just parked in the middle of it so they had to get to the next one. And of course, literally, right, I've just kind of got myself in position. I set a timer so I weren't there forever. Less than 2 minutes. I heard a massive fucking lorry pull up. And I'm like, what the fuck is he doing? I swear. He must have opened and closed his doors 7 times on his lorry. It was like he was only opening and closing the doors on this lorry cabin. And I was thinking, fuck it. Fuck this. And I just decided I'm just going to drive off home. I looked like a right weirdo because I'd undone my belt and things so walking out of the back seat of my car on my own, like trousers falling down, like putting my belt on. Like, and this guy was still there opening and closing his doors like a freak. Like, what's going on? I drove off, and I had the way that it is. I had to drive down to a roundabout and then back for where I needed to come home. And on way back, I looked at the lay-by. Lorry's gone. Like, and I'm thinking, why the fuck did he stop?
Yeah.
But a van had pulled up as well. So, like, oh my God, I had no chance. So there was that. I got back, and, like, I'm exhausted. I kind of finished off a bit of some GTA missions because I've been replaying GTA 5. And even that was, like, I was too tired for that.
Yeah.
Because I would have liked to play Apex or something, but, like, when you're tired, it's just too intense. So I kind of just got in bed, and I weren't going to sleep because I was thinking I'll just lay in bed. I might not be able to sleep because they're hammering and stuff, and I was in my pants, just laid in this bed, and the guy, the fitter knocked on the door, and I was like, "What?" Like I was just because I'm exhausted, I don't know what's going on. I was confused, like. What? Why is someone knocking on my door? And he just came in, and, and what I should have said was, "Oh, just 2 minutes. I'm just busy doing something." He just started opening the door. I went, "I'm in bed."
Yeah.
And the way the covers were on me, he had no clue that I were only my pants. He had he wouldn't have known. And he went, and he started going, "Oh, I'm sorry." And I went, No, it's fine. I weren't sleeping. And but looking back at it, like, no, it's not fine.
No. Why the fuck would you say that though? Because it's then what are you doing? If
I'm just laying in bed.
No, you should have just gone. You should have just gone. Yeah, sorry, I just had a quick nap. What is it? You just. But you went.
I was delirious.
But you instead you went. I'm in bed, and then he went. Oh, sorry, and he went. But I'm not sleeping.
Oh my God, why? I don't know why I did that. I don't know why. That's just how tired I was. It was ridiculous. It was so embarrassing. He was like, he's such a decent guy, and it's been so fucking weird. I'm already embarrassed at him coming in this room because it's fucking like it's messy as shit. Yeah. It was slightly messier to the bird. There were a big pile of rubbish there. So even then, I was like, I don't really want him coming in here, but and all it was we needed another length of skirting board, and that was it. Yeah. And that was mine. That was the only thing I had to buy for the whole thing. Everything else he sorted. Oh, nice. That's the only thing I had to buy, and I fucked it up. And he had to come in and discover me in bed. So I was. He said,
"I'm not sleeping."
The annoying thing was, I'd already gone to B&Q earlier for something else.
Fuck, yeah.
And I kind of left it a bit.
Yeah. Like
10 minutes, 15 minutes, and then got up and put some clothes on and kind of went out and said, "Oh, would it help a lot if I went and got some now?" And because he said, "No, it's all right, don't make any difference. I'll pick some up on way," because he works for B&Q anyway, so he's going to be there in the morning. So I'll pick some up on way if you just give me some cash for it when I turn up. But yeah, it was very embarrassing. You should try that on purpose on the next builders that you have.
What? Try like falling asleep, and then when he comes in, I'm like sprawled out on the bed with like rose petals and stuff.
Being like, "Oh, yeah, I'm in bed."
Yeah, but I wasn't sleeping.
He had an apprentice with him as well.
Oh,
like
no.
a young apprentice.
Oh, fuck.
I don't know how old this lad was. It's hard for me to determine now, because anyone who's younger than me could be like 8, 12, 17, or 25. I don't know. It's hard to tell nowadays. So I don't know, he could have been in his 20s for all I know, but he might have been 15 for all I know as well. He didn't come in the room and I was in the bed at all. None of that happened.
That would have been so
That would have been
worse.
way worse. I'm very, very glad of that. Right. What do we want, Judd? Do you want Baldur's Gate or Quiet on Set?
Let me talk about Baldur's Gate.
Okay.
Because I think I'm going to upset the two people that listen to this podcast with this talk. So.
Remember, this has got to be very spoilers-free, because I've not played it.
Yeah, okay, yeah, I think I can
Is
do
it
that.
I or 3?
For fucking... What are you, Roman? For free?
Right, sorry.
So, like, I'm still not going to score this bad at all. Like 78. I'm gonna get
Okay. That's really solid.
I'm just gonna throw that out there because like I am gonna say bad things about this game.
That's what I expect I will score it.
Yeah, I think. But the thing is, I was gonna have it higher. I was probably gonna have it like 85 to possibly maybe a bit higher. But my score has changed. And,
Before you tell me what you're going to tell about it, I think I'm going to score this either the same as The Witcher 3, which I didn't like.
No, you'll not.
What did I score that?
There's no way you're going to score it the same you scored Witcher 3.
I don't know, man. Like, on theory, I should like The Witcher. Witcher 3, I gave 53. No. 40 to The Witcher 3. I don't like it. Witcher 3, either I'll score it something like a 40, or I could see it maybe going to as far as an 82. I don't think it's going to go higher than that for me. That's my prediction.
Okay. So, I was thinking like maybe the first time I played this through, I was going to give it like an 85 or something. I had a good time when I played it through the first time for most of the game. Up until right at the end.
Like what type of character were you being? Like,
so,
were you?
Originally...
Space Jack Sparrow? That's my favourite type.
Yeah, no. Originally, I wanted to do a sort of Griffith thing, which you'd not... Sorry, Jake, spoilers for Berserk, the anime from like 1990 something.
I'm cool with it.
Okay, sorry. but essentially the idea of Griffith is like... He is a sword for hire, but he wants to be a lord at one point, and he'd do anything to be able to become a lord and have his own kingdom. Anything.
Right. Oh.
Anything. So it's like, you know, I will...
Nice diversion for you, by the way. That's good. Because I think in RPGs, you should vary what type of character you're going to be this time. Because I'm thinking back to Cyberpunk. You like to be corpo type of dude.
Yeah.
You like to be that kind of character a lot. Yeah. And like even Borderlands Handsome Jack type of guy.
Yeah.
Good mix-up.
Yeah, so the thing is, though, I was thinking, at some point, I would... betray everyone with this character, and I'd be like, do whatever it is to get my character into the biggest position.
This is sounding like medieval Captain.
Handsome Jack. Maybe, yeah. So maybe not.
Maybe you need to mix it up more. Maybe you need. Next time you play Baldur's Gate, you should be lawful good.
But that's the thing. Is originally I started thinking like that's the character I'm going to be, but then I got really attached to all the characters that were following me around. So I was like, oh, I can't go through with this now. So I ended up being good. I ended up actually being the hero at the end.
That's almost a good game.
Yeah. So this is why I'm saying, like 78. It's still a good game. However, there are problems with this game, and I feel like a lot of people don't talk about it because, one, it is such a good game, and two, there was nothing else anywhere near this good that came out at this time. That's why it
really did come out in a shitter time, didn't it?
That's why it fucking won every award at the game show, or whatever the fuck it's called. But, right, okay, number one, sometimes characters towards the end of the game will act completely fucking different from how they did at the beginning of the game.
Is it like when you're playing Fallout and you select a dialogue option and it's like I'm not sure I want to do that. Yeah. And then you select that option and he goes, "Fuck you, bitch! I don't want to do that at all." Smack.
Yeah. Basically, so this is kind of hard. I can do this without spoilers, but there's a certain character. He's not like a companion, but he's quite integral to like how you resolve the game, basically. Like, if like, do you want to be his friend?
Important
how do you want
character.
He's an important character, basically, and this is a game that has a lot of endings, and it's like, towards the end, I was like, I want a... Can everybody just get along? Kind of ending where I was like, like people are gonna die, obviously, that's the point. But like, mostly I was like, look, guys, I know we've all got differences, but let's just come together and get along.
You turned into a hippie.
Yeah, but,
you were essentially like some sort of like police right-wing guy. Yeah. And then along your emotional journey, you decided to embrace love and become a hippie.
I know. I was like, oh, fuck, all of you characters are really well written and likable. I guess I'm gonna like have to be nice. So I was like, that's what I was going for. But this one fucking character, he's like, and again, I'm gonna do this very spoilers free, so just bear with me. He's like, right, to do this thing the way that I want to do it, we gotta kill this guy. But another one of my characters is like, I don't want to kill that guy because he's very important to my people, and I want to free him, and instead, like, lead this big revolt thing. And I'm like, okay, let's compromise then. Because this guy's like in the stasis field thing. I'm like, let's break this dude out. Have a fucking talk with him first, and if it goes to shit, we'll kill him and do your plan. And if not, if we can work something out, well, then we might be able to work something out, Let's fucking try and talk like adults for this. But this dude, this really important dude who's like, I want to kill this other guy, is like, no, you are a fool. And because of this one decision, I'm going to go join the main bad guy who I spent the entire game making myself stand apart from because I didn't want to be under their influence, basically. I'm going to go join them because fuck you. Fuck you. And it's like...
He snapped like the guy in the bank.
He did, yeah.
He did. He'd had enough of it.
Yeah. But... yeah, and it's just like, okay, and it's like that. He was then like one of the main antagonists for the thing.
This is a relatively common problem with multiple ending stories in games, especially when your game's based around it. Stuff like, a great example, Mass Effect. I've not even played it, and I can use it as a great example. Because the endings are so drastically different. Even just the endings. There's all sorts of things that can be different. Dragon Age as well, and all sorts.
For the first couple in Mass Effect 3, all endings were the same. But
that's one. Those are the important ones. What I'm getting at, in that, like, if your ending is everyone dies. That's the ending you get. And in the next game, it's like, all your companions are all there and everything. It's like, well, what the fuck was the point in me playing the first game then? And that's kind of like... I can almost see how this could be them trying to avoid that in a way, in that kind of steering everyone to at least a relatively similar ending, but if you aimed for something completely different, they have to, like, take a big left turn, and it's like, it's an inherent problem with multiple choice games like that.
It's one of those things where just, like, certain characters sometimes will act extremely childish over something that could very easily, like, be talked out. Like, especially in a D&D-esque game, I think. In a game where, charisma should be used a lot more to, like, be able to go, hey, guys, let's fucking talk about this.
Do you know what I've just thought with that as well, by the way? That's why Bethesda games do great with these sorts of systems, because they never continue the story from the last one. The closest to do it with is with...
either, to be honest.
I don't know anything about it. I'm just kind of speculating. Okay. I'm just kind of... But the closest is Elder Scrolls, but even then, it's like, it's not real. Fallout really doesn't continue the stories at all.
They can be hundreds of years apart in, like, different parts of the country.
Exactly. So you can really affect the story and actually do it, and the next one's not going to be... I mean, same with Far Cry. Far Cry's another one.
Yeah, it's all over the place. But Baldur's Gate as well, they're not, like, direct continuations on from, like, the last Baldur's Gate. It's just... the region, Baldur's Gate, is always where it takes place, I think, I'm assuming. But yeah, so that's one of the things as well, is that it suffers a lot from what a lot of RPGs suffer from, where it's like, you can very easily upset a person or a group of people that you actually just want to
and then you end up looking up what happens after each decision.
You shouldn't have to I shouldn't have to... and I did have to do this multiple times. I shouldn't have to fucking Google what happens if I say bad thing to a certain person. It's like, oh, well, you've just started a 5-year war, you cunt.
And is there ever those decisions where it's timed?
It's not in Baldur's Gate. But I know what you mean. Decisions like that can be timed sometimes. So you just go, do I choose a Mataros or Ball in Far Cry 4? It doesn't matter, because they all both end up being bastards. It doesn't matter. Pagan Min was right. The end. No, but another thing...
Joseph was the worst.
He was, That was a different game.
Anyway. Sorry. Gus was the worst.
Gus Fring was the worst.
But just with that, I was going to say something. and now my brain's leaked.
Okay, great.
No, carry on. I might remember it in a sec.
I got another problem with Baldur's Gate apart from that, and this is gonna shock you coming from me, I think.
Oh no! What I was going to
Okay,
ask
go
was,
on.
I remembered. Does Baldur's Gate have the same kind of like save system as Fallout, where you can save it and you could quit? If you
Yeah.
make a wrong choice, you could quick load and
Yeah,
pick
yeah,
another option.
yeah. In
Because
fact-
that is
Yeah.
necessary
Yeah, it
in
is.
games
It
like
really
that.
is. In fact, in Baldur's Gate, I'd say it's even more so.
Yeah, you
so.
have to have a hot save system like that, otherwise it's just going to anger people.
Yeah.
The choices being fucked up.
But that's another thing that I also found weird sometimes with Baldur's Gate is that sometimes the like save locations, like the autos. I mean, I have literally just said you should be saving like manually more often, and you should. But like the auto saves are just in like the weirdest fucking places, because sometimes I'll be playing the game for like 2 or 3 hours straight, and it'll have not auto saved anywhere in that time, and I'll have to manually save. And then other times I'll be in a fight, in the middle of a fight, and it'll just auto-save randomly and just go, here you
Right.
go. And it's like...
I'm a big save scum guy. I don't normally
Yeah,
have that
I
problem.
am as
save
well,
after like
yeah.
everything.
Yeah, and you definitely have to be with Baldur's Gate.
And do you
as
know,
well,
when you're
but-
in a game like this, how easy it is to just go and save like
Yeah,
mega quick.
yeah, it is,
It makes
yeah.
a big difference. Because
Yeah.
if you have to go, scroll down a bit, scroll down a bit more, press that button, pick your save file,
Yeah.
and it goes, woo, woo. Oh, saved. Okay, confirm save. Unpause. Let's go.
Yeah.
If you have to do
Yeah.
that every time,
No.
that literally could make me stop playing the game.
I think there's literally like a quick save button, like a hotkey, so you just
Yeah.
fucking. But okay, that was another little thing. Here's sort of my main problem that I had with Baldur's Gate, and this again, this is gonna shock you when this comes from me. This game is far too horny. It's like to a point where like it's quite a bit cringe.
Because you don't want it to be a
Yeah.
romance sim, do you?
No, but no, but it can be a romance scene if you
but
want.
I mean,
But, like if no, but
Just play a romance sim then.
well, no, but it the thing is. It also can do that well. Like it does that, and it sort of does that well. But I want to just like explain something to you.
They like ram it on you. You know, if you're trying to not have a lot of romance, sims,
Yeah,
they're like, romance.
Yeah, kinda. It kinda feels like Leyran going like, look at these sexy characters that we made. Don't you want to fuck them? Don't you want to date and
You're a horny
fuck them?
gamer, right?
Yeah,
Here you
you're a
go.
horny You're a repressed sexual gamer.
We saw how you liked
Yeah.
that big-breasted Resident Evil lady.
Yeah,
Come on.
It's like, look, what do you want? Do you want the hot mommy GF? We literally have a demon girlfriend that's on fire. Here you go. Do you want the
Here's 9.
Yeah. Do you want the submissive one a bit more? Don't worry, we've got Shadowheart.
I've seen you look at bestiality.
yeah, what-
Here's a bear.
Yeah. Oh no. Yes.
I know
there
there's
is,
a
yeah,
bear. I know,
There is. It's like you want to fuck a bear. Here's
Yes,
Halson
of
the
course you
druid.
wanna fuck a
It's
bear.
like, what are you into the softer boys? We've got a
And
stereo.
I'm not going to say no to fucking the bear.
Yeah.
It's like...
No, but it's like, and you know, fair enough to him, because I do romance in games if there's a romance
in an
like,
RPG game,
Yeah.
it's a big thing.
Yeah.
If you can't romance anyone,
Yeah.
it's disappointing, isn't it?
But the thing is, it's the game really fucking shoves it on it. Yeah, like basically, there's this whole like camp you have to take out at some point, or not if you want to be an evil bastard and help the bad guys. You know, I'll not go into anything more than that. Just
Okay.
yeah, fair enough. So like after you do this bit, at least from what I know, if you help the people, because I chose to help the good people, basically, they're like, oh, we'll throw you a party at your camp next time you go to camp.
I thought you meant a party as in a group of people.
Oh no.
I was in D&D mindset still.
Yeah, fair enough. But no, they're like, you know, this group of people's like, we'll throw you a big party at your camp when, you know, you go back to camp that night. It's like, all right, cool. And on my first playthrough, I kind of didn't notice this because I didn't really talk to many of my companions at that party. I more talked to like the people that we just saved.
Yeah.
Because they were throwing the party, and I was like,
Right.
I was thinking I can talk to my companions whenever, really, because they're always here. What I didn't know is that basically that then is like your
fuck fest.
It's get your fuck on time. It's get your fuck on time. You're supposed to go to a character
And they all posing like...
basically Astarion's like against the thing. It's like, darling, you really impressed me. It's well, that's funny though, because I actually on my first playthrough I did talk to Astarion at the party, but I'd not like done a lot with him in my group of people, like in my actual part, so I'd not unlocked a lot of the romance stuff with him. So he was saying something. The thing is as well is Astarion is usually quite sassy and a little bit like sexual usually. So I was
what like race or gender and stuff
he is a half elf vampire. That's so yeah.
Ah man, I'm gonna feel this.
Yeah. Would you like to look at a picture of Astarion to see how cute he is? Don't you want to see it? Why? Why do you want to see how cute Astarion is?
I'm thinking like half elf vampire.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
Do you know what I'm seeing DeviantArt.
Yeah. Let me tell you.
Like, you know when you've got like these, because obviously they're like half of one thing, half of another to make it more weird and
I
shit.
think he's half
like,
elf anyway.
To a certain extent,
elf, but...
whacking a bunch of weird, wacky race all together like that, it's like it becomes a bit fucking redundant. It's like they're just not human. It may as well just be that, you know?
Yeah,
it's
fair
like...
enough. But anyway, so my character went up to Astarion. He's like saying me something like, you know, he's like, tonight I'm in the mood for something a bit more warmer,
and more phallic shaped.
Yeah, basically like that. And like I'm thinking, oh, you a star, you don't know, because I'm like, you're such a card, you know. But like, and he said something like because obviously I'd not been doing any romance stuff with Astarion. It said something like. But not with you, of course. You know, could you imagine? Like that, and I thought it was funny. I thought it was just him being a bitch.
Like, hey,
I kind of was a bit, but also.
Do you know, just a real sidetrack once. Yeah. I was at a party once, and this is when I wasn't fat, and I was like I was fit, and I was a musician, so you know. Girls could feel attracted to me. Still didn't for some reason most of the time. I don't know why that happened. Anyway, maybe it was just ugly. But I was at this party once, right? And I don't know how I didn't fucking recognise this, because it was a party for like a show I was in. It was like a school play, but I was at college, so it weren't basically a school play though. And this girl, she was really good looking, I can't lie. I don't know whether I just figured, like, she'll just not be attracted to me. She kept saying, it's like, oh, I'm enjoying, you know, it's a good party, but there's no one to get with here. It's like, and it was like, I probably am not exaggerating, but at the time I was like, yeah, weird. I was like, there's me and one other guy at this party. And I literally went, the guy's called Tom, and I went, Tom's here. and this is after, I need to give the girl a different name. I didn't give the guy a different name. Let's call her Sandra. That's a terrible name. We'll call her Sandra. Literally, like, in the kitchen before this, like, some people had gone to me like, oh, do you like Sandra? And I'm like, yeah, she's nice, she's a good person, why wouldn't I like her? Like, I'm thinking, like, what? Like, have I come across as a hater or something? Yeah. And they were like, do you like her? And I was like, yeah, she's nice. She was like, what? Why would I not like? She's not, and they were like, I think they knew what I was saying. Yeah. And I didn't know what they were saying. Yeah. And I should have how did I not piece that together? No, and then literally, multiple times, she's like draped over sofa next to me. There's no one to get with you. Making kisses. And literally, there's a picture on my Instagram somewhere of her, like, leant over my shoulder. And I took a picture of part like, I'm having a fun time at the party. I had no clue.
Fuck me.
It was I'm guessing it was like that.
Well, no, it wasn't. It was the exact opposite of that, actually, because he didn't want to fuck me, is what I'm saying. But anyway, so my first playthrough, I completely missed that. Basically,
I'm going to find that picture while you're telling me, just so you can see. I'm not going to show it on screen.
But then in my second playthrough, later on, I found out, because what actually happened was in my first playthrough, there's somebody like at your camp that you go back to who like it's basically a respawn point for certain characters. Like, you can bring characters back from the dead. And he straight up started roasting me because I'd not fucked someone in Baldur's Gate. I went up to him. I was like, "Hey, dude, I want someone reviving." And the first thing he said to me was like, "Why hast thou not taken a lover?" And I was like, literally, even one of the options were, "Geez, man, I've been a little bit fucking busy trying to save the world." So like, and that's what I took. And then he said some shit like, you know, like, "Oh, like a lonely heart is." Yeah.
Like, come on!
Yeah, fair enough.
Look, she's literally laid across the sofa, like.
Yeah.
Fucking hell.
Yeah.
Oh
No,
God.
but yeah. So he's fucking like mad roasting me because I've not fucked someone. But anyway, like in my next playthrough, I'm like, okay, all right, I'm gonna fuck Karlach because that's the one that I was like I wanted to sort of fuck in my first playthrough anyway. But here's another thing as well that I didn't know is that if you fuck up a single step in any of the romance arcs, that's it. You can't romance that character for the rest of the game, and that's
Normally
really
you get a bit of leeway.
I know
with it,
it's really shit. Like
it also doesn't help with like the will they won't they dynamic you might want to have with some.
It's like sometimes I want there to be friction between two characters before I make them kiss at the end. It's like sometimes I don't just want them kissing all the time. You know,
I have to say, a game I don't know if it's worth you going back and giving it a proper shot. A game that really does that well is Assassin's Creed Odyssey. It really does not force romance options down you, but a lot of the main people you interact with, you know, I say a lot, I mean like a nice amount, like not most of them, but like a hearty amount of them, you can romance and like you can fuck up a relative amount of times to their personalities. Like, there's this one guy who's, like, horny as fuck. Like, his whole thing is that he's, like, a slut, basically. Yeah. And he'll only stop, the romance options when you're like, fuck off! You have to, like, properly fuck him over for him to eventually, like, be like, right, I don't want to fuck you anymore. It's like, but, like, there's some where you mess up once, and rightfully so, they would be pissed off at you.
Yeah.
So it's like, I honestly think that's such a great game.
That makes sense though, because like there are people in the world that's like, right, you have failed me once, you shall never have a chance at this booty. But in Baldur's Gate,
that was a great way of phrasing that.
But in Baldur's Gate, everybody's like that basically.
Yeah.
All the main companions anyway. So obviously, in my first playthrough, I never romanced anyone because I missed that first party thing because that's where it really starts.
Oh shit! Yeah. So if you miss any of those, that's not right.
No, I know that's the thing. It's like because I went around talking to like all the people in that first playthrough, not my companions. That's it for the entire game. I can't romance a single person. So instead, on my second playthrough, I'm like, right, Karlach. Then if I have to, because I'm like, I want to explore this side of the game as well.
Yeah, you want to have some sort of romance and see how
it's
that
not
works.
just because I want to fuck. I do, but like I was like,
what race is that one?
She's the hot mommy GF demon girl. Okay. So
she's not.
Well, she's a tiefling, which is technically you don't care. You don't care about that. But anyway,
listen, nor should anyone else.
Yeah, basically. So I was like, yeah, okay, I'll call that then if I'm choosing any of them. But I basically did the steps to do the Karlach romance, which was really stupid because like I actually ended up doing those steps in the first playthrough that I had.
But you just missed the first bit.
Well, yeah, but I also did them in a different order. So it's like, I did the things, I just did them the wrong way around.
Right.
But that fucked it up so I couldn't do the romance or something.
So the order matters as well.
Yeah, so the order matters as well. I know, it's like that kind of shit. So it's like, right, on this second playthrough, I've done the order right, I've got to this party, I've got to, here. But, in my second character, so this isn't a subclass in Baldur's Gate, but it is a subclass in D&D. Under Monk, which is like the main class, like the class that you can take, there's a subclass called Way of the Drunken Master, which is basically, it's drunk fighting.
I'm going to do another sidetrack here, right? Yeah. Every Wednesday, me and my mum play badminton together. It's not weird. It's not weird. I'm not a loser. It probably is considered weird. Listen, I like my mum. She's fun to hang out with. It's not a problem. Probably is very uncool. I don't give a shit. I want to be Way of the Drunken Master for badminton. I want my badminton technique to be like... I just think that'd look really funny.
Yeah. But yeah, so that in Dungeons & Dragons, not in Baldur's Gate, that is a fighting style you can choose for Monk.
First time ever heard of that.
Yeah.
What movie was it?
Was it something with Bruce Lee or fucking...
Ooh, you might be on the
Or
track.
Jackie Chan or something.
Oh, it's got
What
Jack-
was it? I don't know.
Jet Li and Jackie Chan in a movie that's similar to a this is such a... I'm going on multiple alleyways here. Do you remember The Sorcerer's Apprentice with Nick Cage in?
Yeah, but, well, I don't know where you're going
The
with
movie
this.
I'm on about is like that, but it's got Jackie Chan and Jet Li.
I have no idea what you're talking about.
It's called The Forbidden Kingdom. You've seen it. It's really good.
Have I? Okay.
It's not really good, but it's really
Alright,
good.
fair enough. But anyway, yeah. So you can do that, but not base. Okay, so not in Baldur's Gate, but there is like there's a mod you can download to basically put that in, and all it does is basically it's the monk class. But if your character's currently drunk at the time of fighting, you get advantage on like attacks.
Right. Okay. Nice.
But you get like disadvantage on charisma and dexterity check because you're drunk. You're raging.
Disadvantage on charisma.
Yeah.
See, this is a thing, right? Yeah. Another thing with this game, it's almost like Second Life and these places and these games that are like everything simulator. Yeah. We're going to simulate everything in this game. It's like this game, essentially, and I don't know if it's their fault with the advertising or if it's like fans' faults for overhyping it, but it's essentially advertised as ultimate RPG. Everything makes a difference. So, like, you want the detail of your charisma effect while being a drunken monk.
Yeah.
To be like, guards will hate it, but maybe wenches might love it. You know what I mean? Like, it's like it's never gonna give you the detail you really want.
I know. The idea with me though is that the reason why it's like disadvantage on all charisma checks is because it's the idea that you are this sort of bumbling.
Yeah, but there's people that will be good for. Like, if there's drunks in a tavern, they'll love it.
Yeah,
you know.
No, I know what you mean. But anyway, so because I'm obviously role-playing as this character in the fucking role-play game, I'm an alcoholic in it. Like, I'm drunk all the time. Whenever there's an opportunity to drink anything, I always, the character drinks. It's what I do. It's what I do.
Who would do that?
Yeah. He says as he finishes it on for Foster's. But yeah, it was what he does. So when he gets to that party scene, and I'm all like, I've done all the steps of the Karlach thing and everything. Yeah. I'm ready to fuck Karlach, but I still want to go around and talk to all my companions because I'm like, I didn't do this last time. I want to get rejected or hit on by everybody. So
save.
Yeah. Well, here's the thing. Didn't do that.
Yeah, that was my first thought. Was save.
Didn't do that. Didn't do that. So I get to this party and I'm like talking to people. I go to Lysel. She's like, you didn't do any of my romance options, so fuck you. And I was like, okay, fair enough then. And like you,
I met to that one. Weirdly, that girl at the party didn't say that to me.
She grabbed the camera and was like, you specifically, not the character. No. So, but I mean, she was the worst. I went to Asterion, he said no, but he was sassy and funny about it. I went to Gale, he was sweet and nice, Gale? But, yeah. Gale's... Gale, yeah.
He's all gay.
He's a sweet wizard. I think you'd like Gale. But anyway, but then I went to Shadowheart, who I didn't even know how the fuck I did it. Apparently I hit all of her romance options, but I wasn't trying to.
Oh.
So when I went to Shadowheart, she was like, "Oh, I'm really enjoying this party, but would you like to share a bottle of wine together?" I'm role playing as an alcoholic, Jake. So obviously I go, I want to share a bottle of wine with you. And she's like, good, meet me when everybody goes to bed later tonight then, and we'll share that wine. And I was like, but we can share it now. I've got a bottle of wine, we can share it now. But then I'm like even me, like in real life, I'm sort of like, oh, okay. I sort of like didn't realize that she wanted to fuck. So I'm like, but I was doing the whole Karlach thing because I like Karlach. So then I went up to Karlach, and she's like saying, She's like, hey, I don't know how the fuck she's heard this, because this was a conversation that happened at the other side of the camp 5 seconds ago. And she goes,
mythical ears or whatever
she's like, hey, heard you and Shadowheart are getting on along pretty well, you know. It's just like, I suppose that's less play for me, but, you know, I get it. I get why you choose her. And then there's like, specifically an option for you to choose that says, I think I've worked up the courage to tell you how I feel about you, which is a lot more intimate than, yeah, I'll share a bottle of wine, you know? So I press that option, and she goes, nah, I know who you really care for, don't worry about me, though, it's okay. It's like, but I didn't want to,
I don't mean to suck Assassin's Creed Odyssey's dick every time we talk about games, but all of this has options on Assassin's Creed. If you want a little love heart next to the right option that'll make sure you get it, it'll fucking give you that. And you better bet I fucking wanted a little love heart. I didn't want to accident... Because the second time I played that, I was playing like, fuck you, I'm gonna fucking kill my way to what I believe is right. I didn't want to accidentally go, la 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 la, and go and fuck someone, you know? This is another thing, like, I don't know... I feel... like the gaming industry has missed such an incredible opportunity for it to be mainstream, to have as many alteration options to the game as Assassin's Creed Odyssey had. Because Assassin's Creed has had less and less with each iteration it's come out since. So imagine how helpful, how good that would have been, how much frustration that could have taken out of the process.
That's the thing as well, though, is like, because I didn't save, I now have to do another hour over again, or another hour and a half.
You could say that that's mostly your fault.
I suppose, but it's like, at the same time, it's like, I don't know, I feel like I've got Shadowheart waiting at the tent, like, with the bottle of wine ready, and I'm like,
in your mind, that's happened.
I'm like, listen, you're lovely, you are lovely, you're not a bad character.
I was just here for the wine.
But listen, I really was just role-playing as an alcoholic. You said wine, I said yes, now you want to fuck.
This sounds like the scenario I was in.
And it's like, but the one I really want to fuck's over there. I like her more, but you're still lovely. It's so it's, you know, but then,
what I will say about that party as well, by the way, I was slightly crushing on this other girl who didn't come to the party.
Okay, fair enough.
Who I shouldn't have been crushing on, because the girl who was in on me was like very, very attractive.
But yeah, I wanted to end it on that, because that's not like the only time that sex comes up. Sex comes up a lot in Baldur's Gate.
It's not about the sex bit, is it? That could happen with other beats with story and everything, couldn't it? And that's the difficult thing.
But then it's also like when the game's straight up roasting me for not doing that thing. It's like, what if I'm asexual? Like, and I don't like that. It's like, you know,
I suppose maybe that character would roast an asexual who's not.
He would, but that's the thing. It's like, but there's no option to be like, I don't do that. It's like,
but this is what I was getting at earlier. Is when a game is massively based on like choices and things like this and role playing, it's always going to be disappointing. It's always going to be. There's always going to be a level of disappointment. What's weird about games like this is it's obviously a really cool, fun feature to have, where you essentially craft your own story and roleplay a lot, but it will never end up getting a score above a 90. I don't think. Again, it's like that. It will never, and I know 90 is an incredible score out of 100, but it's like...
Yeah, because there's not a single RPG in any of these. They're all like...
You could maybe argue Assassin's Creed Odyssey, maybe Undertale. Even the ones that are, like, technically, actually, the top 5 are, but not. Yeah, Odyssey, it is, but... light. Like, it lightly moves between the story. Like, there's basically a main thing that happens. Borderlands 2, again... one thing happens. Spider-Man, one thing happens. Horizon Zero Dawn, same thing as Assassin's Creed Odyssey. You can move between stuff, but basically the same thing happens. Undertale is the biggest RPG-wise, but
and there's only really 3 endings in that, isn't there? And it's like, do you kill everything, save everything, or do a bit of a mix? It's like...
So it's and then the next, like, proper RPG where it makes a difference, maybe Dishonored, you could say. That's a lot further down.
It's like you're always still the same character, really. Like,
Far Cry 3?
Yeah, but again, you're still Jason Brody, aren't you? It's like, do you be nasty Jason Brody or
Yeah. There's no, and I don't know if that's because we know that games that are so varied in who you can be.
Yeah.
I think Fable 2 is the highest
Yeah.
on the list where you can massively change
Yeah.
the story and things like
Yeah.
that.
And you're not like the same person.
Yeah.
Like, so.
Yeah. It's because in Fable 2 you can essentially rule the kingdom as a demon, or you can just be a bard who's a good guy.
Yeah. So
you know?
and that's like at 30 something. So
it's at 80 something.
Oh yeah.
Well, no,
yeah.
30. Well, it's.
Is it not ordered like that? Is it?
It's awkward because a lot of stuff's rated 84 out of 100. So it's like technically down the list, it's number 31 place out of 346. So like, yeah, there's inherent massive problems with games that are so varied in how you can alter the story, D&D style. That's why D&D works so well, because there's a person actively altering the decisions that are being made. I never think that a video game D&D kind of thing will outshine D&D.
No, it can't. It can't,
unless they implement AI that's well enough to understand what you were going for.
Yeah.
But that's like, we're talking like fucking...
That's like hundreds of years
away. Like, 200 years away from where we are. It's not going to happen. So
it's a good game. It's just, it does have problems that... Oh, yeah, here's another thing as well, is that, and it goes off of how horny the game is. It's like, you can tell the kind of people that it's like trying to like bring into its game with all the horniness, because whenever I watch like a quick thing on Baldur's Gate or something,
like a TikTok or a short.
The person has always put some fucking mods in where the women and sometimes the dudes are just in absolutely scandalous fucking clothing.
Right, yeah.
And it's like, the thing is, it does not feel out of place at all, because that's kind of like what it kind of feels like. Laren students are already going, hey, look at this piece of meat that we're wheeling out for you.
Sex sells, man.
So like when you slap like a metal bikini on it, I kind of just go, well, now you're kind of just like showing me at like genuine face value what this is.
I think so long as going into it, you kind of understand what type of RPG it could be. By the way, one of the reasons I didn't like The Witcher is because going into it, it kind of tries to frame itself as more epic than it does a bit of that. That you're on about. So long as you kind of know the framing of how horny or silly the story might be, that's fine. But it has to it has to be backed up by a satisfying gameplay system. That's what I'm most worried about with Baldur's Gate, in that I'm not confident that I will enjoy the gameplay system that much.
Yeah, I think that's probably where you'd fall out with it a bit, to be honest. Oh, I'm burping. Oh, geez.
And you've not even had any beer.
Burper's Gate.
Are we done with Baldur's Gate for now?
I think so.
I think so.
I'd still say play it. Because
I'm gonna play it. It's one of those where it's like, it's too important of a game. It's like, I'm not gonna not play Skyrim. You know what I mean? I'm gonna play. I'm gonna play Baldur's Gate. I'd like it to come down in price before I do, but I don't think it ever will. To be honest, it's going to be 50 quid at least forever. So anyway,
I'd say it's worth it though. But like,
probably
what
is. Yeah, it's just. I was saying to you earlier when we were in car, weren't I? Adult life. It's like I have to find a point where I can justify spending £50 on a game now.
Yeah.
Next then. Quiet on Set, Nickelodeon Diddling documentary. Right,
we're an hour in. Let's talk about child rape.
This podcast is going to be at least 2 hours long.
Oh yeah,
it's going to be 2-3 hours long.
I might need one of them.
I'll get you one if it gets to that point.
Right.
So, Quiet on Set. Try not to look at the scores I've given for other stuff because I don't want to spoil it. I'm trying to find my score I gave for it. Where is it? There it is.
It feels dirty.
Score I gave this documentary.
You only gave it a 68.
Well, I didn't want to give it a 69. I gave it 68 out of 100. Because
what, did they not cry hard enough for you, Jake? Like, oh, it's not believable.
No. it was to do with the documentary makers,
Yeah.
how they chose to frame things, how the story was kind of interestingly presented in that. Because I was gripped. Like, I wanted to know what happened by the end of it, for sure.
Yeah.
So I was going to give it a good score, because that's basically the fundamental reason of having a documentary, is to tell you about something that has actually happened and make you gripped by it, make you want to know the whole story. So it did that.
Gripped. No mind. I'm not even going to finish the joke.
It did that. Judd, you've not seen it, so I'm trying to anti-spoiler this. But I had a major problem with this, that I have to preface things heavily, because this is to do with paedophiles, right?
I was just going to say, was it the child rape?
Do you know what? Funnily enough, I didn't like the child rape.
You weren't a fan?
No, didn't like that happened.
Okay,
do you know what? As a general stance, I am against raping children.
Okay.
Yeah. Actually, I would potentially say that's the thing I'm most against.
Yeah.
That could be the thing I'm most against in life.
I mean, that's fair,
I was no, I'm not gonna. They could have gone down a really bad alley with that. Anyway, so anyway, what I have to preface this because part of this is going to look like I could be defending paedophiles. So I have to say, right, that every bad thing that this documentary hints that could have maybe happened really could have happened. And even if the minimum amount of what they're hinting at happened, it's not good.
Yeah.
That's what I want to say for starters. Because the main problem I have with this is they treat stuff that could be like just kind of weird shit at the same gravitas as literal fucking child rape. And it's like,
I get what you mean.
It's what the fuck?
I get what you mean. It's like we shouldn't... You know, obviously it's all bad, but, like, you know, the actual real documented cases of child rape
spend the time on that.
Yeah,
that's the severe stuff that needs to be talked about and stopped and things. They spend more time on Dan Schneider and how weird he is. There was a fucking child porn dungeon involved in this shit.
Yeah.
It was like a tenth of an episode. Yeah. I'm like, what are you talking about?
Yeah.
Dan Harmon.
Oh my god.
Dan Schneider wants a massage though, so let's talk about that for 40 minutes.
Yeah.
Like, that's bad.
Yeah.
He should not be getting his female employees to massage him because he fancies having one and he's a powerful... That's bad. That guy rapes children, by the way. He's just there.
He's in the corner.
He's over there.
He's in the corner.
It's like...
He looks exactly as you'd imagine him as well.
It's wild. It blows my mind how they... And the other thing is, like, they double down on it. They're so obsessed with trying to make Dan Schneider look like this kingpin of child molesters.
Yeah.
They only actually... Spoiler, I'm going to... a tiny bit. They only actually found two people on the entire things that he's ever worked on.
Yeah.
Right? This is a children's industry. It's likely to happen more than often. I'm sorry, it just is. They found two. Could be seen as a small amount. I'm not going to say it is, though.
Yeah.
They found two. And they try and act like, oh, look how many was under him. He must have been a kingpin of it. Like... He did a bunch of weird shit, and he wasn't a good guy.
Yeah.
He was almost definitely kind of sexist. Yeah. Not loads, but definitely not good enough. Definitely too sexist. Probably slightly racist. Probably a bit. Probably. Not good. Definitely not. Definitely just past an acceptable amount. Which is basically none.
Yeah.
So, but not mega. So, and like... The entire time they're trying to frame him as this fucking kingpin.
So he only raped two kids. So it's like you're allowed.
He literally did nothing illegal.
Is that true?
Yes.
Really?
Yes.
Oh my god. Okay.
This is what I'm saying. Yeah. Now, did he want to behind the scenes? You could fucking think so. Like some of the things, like some examples, right? That they hammered on about, and I was like. Yeah, it does look bad, and I don't like it.
Yeah.
But child rape! Again, some of the things were like, you know, like one of the... Jamie Lynn Spears got fucking some goo hit her in the face.
Yeah.
And they're like, oh, that's that's a cum shot. It's meant to be a cum shot.
yeah.
Have you fucking seen the Kids' Choice Awards?
Yeah.
So much of it is getting slapped. Like, that's kids' humour.
Yeah.
You know? Like, and you know what? He might have tried to sneak something in that he thought looked like a cum shot. He definitely could have.
Yeah.
I'm not denying that. And you know what? It also could be more likely than the kind of more innocent alternative. But the thing is, it's not really that definitive. You know what I mean?
Especially as well, like it would, you know, the child rape,
Exactly!
the actual real definite case of like because we know Dan Schneider's a fucking creep and a weirdo and he doesn't deserve to have any sort of power. But also we have an actual multiple real cases of child rape
with huge stars.
Yeah,
like, and you just it felt like a hit piece on Dan Schneider,
just specifically Dan Schneider,
and it's like
why aren't we talking about everyone, especially what the ones? I clicked that by accident.
You're fine. It's okay.
Especially like when we have such a huge heinous fucking act here, and we're just focusing on Dan Schneider. It's like
he just focused on him way too much.
Yeah,
and I
should be talking about every single one of them.
I kind of know why they should maybe start and finish it and have him overarching it.
Yeah,
but like drop in here and there with it. Like it shouldn't be the main focus, because timeline-wise,
the B story. Let's focus on the A story of the child porn dungeon or whatever.
Timeline-wise, I get why you kind of need to have it be presented in the order. So, like, they couldn't reach the climax of the worst stuff at the last episode, because it wasn't the last things to happen.
Okay.
So I get why that had to be the case, but then at least make most of the last episode about the because what you've got is, like, episode 1 and most of episode 2 is about him just being kind of weird. Bit of episode 2 is about awful child sex dungeon with a bunch of things that they've, like horrible shit.
Yeah.
Episode 3, vast majority of that is about bum rape. And then last episode is Dan Schneider again. So it's like, most of it is just weird guy.
Yeah.
Who probably could have done some stuff.
Yeah.
Could have. But we don't.
Yeah. It's like we've got probably about 60% here is talking about this one creep who is a fucking nasty bastard. But, you know, it's like that is the majority of a hit piece on him. If we're only... Yeah.
And it's why, it's like, you know when we've said before, like, to do with, like, you know, sexual assault cases and stuff, when people come forward and pretend they've been sexual assaulted and just kind of lie about it, basically, that makes it just, it's so fucking annoying that it makes it so hard to deal with real, actual cases. And when someone's maybe exaggerating or trying to... Or like we were on about with Michael Jackson, where someone comes forward, say, oh, he diddled me, give me some money and I'll tell you about it.
Yeah.
You know, it's like, oh, you're making this harder to believe you.
Yeah.
It's like that as well, because the journalists that are presenting some of the things that make him look like a creep or a potential pedo, it's like, and he had an episode where they were stomping on grapes, and by the way, foot fetishes exist. It's like, yes, they do, but and it's the fact that that's presented at same gravitas as sticking a finger up a bum. Like, that is like, you know, and it's like you're making it hard for me to kind of be on like a neutral side, never mind on your side, and understand the story you're getting across.
Yeah.
And I want to, because there's a lot of stuff that is weird.
Yeah.
But I said it was annoying me that they were making it harder to dislike this guy.
Yeah.
Because they were presenting information as way more worse than it was, and it was like, I don't know. Bear in mind, right, I still gave this a 68 out of 100 because it weren't all that. But it was just a bit too hard to ignore. That there was that. The rest of it was quite interesting, and it's well worth a watch. I think you should watch it, and we'll probably discuss it.
Because the way it sounded, it's like it sounds like it's gone. Dan Schneider's a creep. Dan Schneider's a creep. Dan Schneider's a kick. There was child rape. Dan Schneider's a creep. Dan Schneider's like that. Kind of sounds there is a bit more going on, but I don't know. I think some of it focuses on. There's some bits that are just, I don't know.
another example is one of the black kids was kind of put in a role of seeming like a drug dealer joke, as in like there might have been a craze for this certain type of juice pop, and he had them, and he was dealing them or something, and it was a black kid that cast as that role. Might have been a bit racist, but child rape.
Let's talk about the actual real cases of child rape. Yeah,
and again, it's like a might have. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
and also, at that time, was that more fitting? Might have been.
Yeah,
I don't know. I don't know, but it's good. It's good anyway. The fact that it's got 100 from critics on Rotten Tomatoes is pathetic.
Yeah.
But anyway, yeah, that's that. I don't want to give away my scores on a lot of these. And I also don't know what I've talked about.
Have you watched True Detective?
No, you've rated that.
Okay.
I'm gonna put. I don't know where to put this on the screen so you don't see my scores. What if I do this? Yeah, that's good. So I'm also gonna do that so they're not in order of how I've rated them, so you don't know what score I've given them. I watched a bunch of stuff, so I'm gonna go through it with you. Barely Lethal.
What's that?
This is, I think, one of the first things that, and I don't know how to pronounce her name right. She is Kate Bishop in the Hawkeye. She's going to take over as Hawkeye, I think.
Oh, okay, yeah.
Haley Steinfeld or I want to call her Seinfeld.
It's Steinfeld.
I want to call her Seinfeld, but yeah. So she's in this as she's essentially like a Black Widow type organization where they raise like teenage girls to be spies because no one's going to suspect a teenage girl.
I think that's racist. I don't know why it's not white widows or like yellow widows.
Okay, whatever. Okay. But now, seeing yellow widows was a racist.
Why?
Because that's implying that they're yellow. Like my teeth.
No, the widow.
Anyway, so barely. Anyway, she grows up in one of these things. She does like a mission, and they think she might have died, so she fakes her death and goes to high school instead because that's what she actually wants. Yeah. And then there's some shit happen.
Yes.
I didn't watch the last bit. Not gonna lie. I was like, I know what's gonna happen here, and turned it off and watched something else. I didn't mind it. I think I gave it a 50. No, 48.
Okay, fair enough. That's fair because I was gonna say you didn't even finish the fucking thing. Like,
yeah, I know, but it was like I knew what was gonna happen, and I knew I'd be potentially satisfied. But 48, I think, is fine. It was like
it's a movie. It's a movie that exists. Okay.
I think I liked it more than most would as well. I'm going to be honest.
Okay.
It had Steve-O in it at one point. He's literally the only reason I ever watched it.
That's the 8 then. It's usually a 40, but yeah.
Probably. Yeah, he was in it for like 2 minutes.
Did he go, whoa, dude?
No, it was when he just got sober. But he was playing like a Trevor kind of guy.
Oh.
You know Trevor from GTA?
Yeah.
But if he was toned down to a teen movie type level, he was playing that kind of character.
Was he like, I'm gonna fuck you in the ass?
No. 30 Seconds or Less. You ever seen that?
No.
Jesse Eisenberg, aka Lex Luthor.
Yeah.
He's in that. This movie should have been better than it was.
Yeah.
I didn't really rate that. 55. Like it was good. It was funny at points. It was it adds some action to it. I don't really know much to say about it a lot. You never heard of it?
No. I hate that you fucking call him Lex Luthor as well and not, I don't know, just anything else that it's ever been.
Zuck?
Yeah, Zuck.
Did he play Zuck?
Yeah, he played Zuck. Just call him Zuck.
What's the movie that I liked him most in, though? Because I like a lot of his movies.
Was it, what was that one where he was like a sleeper agent? That was him, right?
No, you're thinking Wanted.
Was that Michael? No, I'm not. I'm thinking it's called like it's like American something.
American Psycho.
No,
Well, there's The Art of Self-Defense, which is another movie that I've actually watched. Which
type in Jesse Eisenberg. I'm sure we fucking went to see this movie together with Dad. Jesse Eisenberg. Put sleeper agent movie, I guess, or just movies. American Ultra.
American
Ultra.
Yeah, American Ultra.
Yeah,
that was good.
Yeah. I'd say that.
I'm gonna put that on. I don't think we've rated that.
Yeah.
No, it wasn't my favourite.
Yeah.
Do you know what? Weirdly, I reckon my favourite movie that he's in is just because it's my favourite romance movie.
Is it Juno?
No, that's Michael Cera.
I keep getting it.
Adventureland.
Which one's Adventureland? I don't know that one. Not
He
Zombieland.
works at a park called Adventureland.
And this
basically
is,
Ryan Reynolds is fucking his girlfriend. Spoilers.
He's fucking Michael Cera's girlfriend.
No, it's fucking Jesse Eisenberg's girlfriend.
Oh, sorry, I keep fucking getting them.
And his girlfriend is fucking what's she called on Twilight?
Oh my god, yeah.
What's her name on Twilight? Catherine
Belle.
Bishop.
Bellawella.
Yeah.
So Ryan Reynolds is cuckold in.
No, it's not. He's got Bill Hader.
Yeah, Bill Hader. Yeah.
So this is great. This is like it's got it's a romance movie more than anything, but it's got like it's like a smear of comedy on it.
Does he walk in on them fucking and just like Ryan Reynolds like cream pie her in front of him and like locks eyes with him with Jesse Eisenberg?
Not in this one. Might be in the sequel.
Okay.
Not seen any sequel for that. Right, here's one for you, Judd. Do you remember Lee Nelson's Well Good Show?
No, what happened on it?
We used to watch this. Do you remember the era of us staying up past our bedtime?
Yeah.
We both had beds in Dad's house. We were trying to stay up to watch Babe Station and etc. That era.
Yeah,
we'd watch on BBC Three.
Yeah.
We'd watch Family Guy.
And we watched Russell Howard's Good Show.
Well, it was Good News then. Now it's the Russell Howard Show.
Yeah.
But we would watch them.
Etc.
We'd watch Babe Station. What else do we watch on BBC Three? There's another thing that was on BBC Three.
Was this called something like Kidulthood or something?
No, that was a movie. That was a movie.
Okay.
This was in that rotation.
Yeah.
Lee Nelson's Well Good Show. Are you recognising it now?
Yeah, I kind of do a bit, but
It was this guy who... He's a comedian. In the same way, like Keith Lemon.
Yeah.
Keith Lemon's not actually a guy.
Fucking Mewing is doing the fucking...
Yeah. So Keith Lemon's a character of an actual guy.
Yeah.
A comedian. And the Lee Nelson's Well Good Show is essentially that sort of thing. So Lee Nelson was a character that this comedian played. And he was essentially like he was quite a lot like Ali G. He was like a well-meaning chap.
Yeah, he's like a much whiter Ali G, innit?
Yeah.
It's like an oi bruv.
It's Lee Nelson's Well Good Show.
Lee Nelson's Well Good Show, innit, bruv?
Yeah, we like that. And this guy were probably like pushing 40 doing this.
Yeah.
But I think when we watched this, we probably in the back of our mind knew that it was a character, but didn't really know, and we would not admit it. So I saw a clip of this guy who plays Lee Nelson just on a YouTube short, and he's like quite buff now, and he's got blonde hair and stuff, and it was the comedian, not Lee Nelson, and I was like, ah! he just like sprung that memory back into in the back and just jammed it in my brain again.
I'm still really not, like, honestly, I can't even remember what anything he did.
The only clip I remember from this show, because I don't remember it being that good, not gonna lie. The only clip I remember from this show is it was just like it was almost like, like Jonathan, what am I thinking? Like the Late Late Show, like James Corden show. One of those, it was like that, but kind of on BBC and starring this guy.
Was it kind of like Alan Partridge, the Alan Partridge Show? Because he's playing a character, he has people on and interviews them.
Got some similar stuff, but that's like that's almost meant to be like a radio show type of thing.
No, have you not watched the Alan Partridge Show? That was a TV show on BBC.
Potentially then. Yeah. But the only clip I remember for this is he had a bunch of beds lined up on the stage, and there were people under the covers of each bed.
Yeah.
So the first person would reveal himself. Right.
It's Knowing Me, Knowing You was the talk show that Alan Partridge had. The Alan Partridge Show was the like sitcom thing.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Anyway, so the first person would reveal himself, then the second person would reveal himself, and he would say who he thinks has slept with more people. And obviously do it in his fucking, I think she's right fit, so,
she's a right
he'd say it like that,
yeah.
he'd make some jokes and stuff. and he'd say who he thinks more, and then the next person would reveal, and he'd say whether was it higher or lower than the last one, the next one higher or lower than the last one.
He used to point right in the women's face and go, "You look like a right fucking dirty cunt."
No, they weren't like that.
I'll bet you've shagged everyone, you fucking fat bitch, is what he'd say.
No, it weren't like that. So the second to last one was a dwarf, and this guy had slept with like 20 odd people.
I could believe it. Yeah.
And like us as people who were as virgins were like, what the fuck? That's loads. There's no way anyone's going to have slept with more than that. By the way, do you know the average amount of people that people have slept with?
What, like in the lifetime?
Well, in the country now.
3?
Like 10.
Really? Oh my god.
Yeah,
wow.
I know, it's crazy, isn't it? Maybe we're just losers. So
it's me doing all the fucking.
It's
That's why
you doing all the hard work.
I bring the national average up.
He's called Jason Bent. No wonder he changed his name to fucking. Oh no! Jason Bent was a character on that show. He was a football. Oh my god, that's proper. Oh, the guy's called Simon Brodkin. That's the actual
Jason Bent.
Jason Bent was this fucking parody of footballers that he used to do. Oh my god, Simon Brodkin's on Cameo. How much is £70 for a personal video?
Oh no!
Are you fucking kidding me? Airsoft Fatty was less than that. Jesus. Anyway, so in this bed scenario, this midget slept with 20 odd people, and then the last woman like came up. She looked normal. I were kind of thinking, oh well, less probably 20 seems a lot. And you were like, oh, I think I recognise you, and like that. I think I know you are. And then he said, I'm gonna go higher. And she was like, I've slept with 100 and fucking whatever people, and you're a porn star, basically.
Yeah.
And that is the first time I ever became aware of what a porn star was. So obviously I looked her up, and now I've been wanking myself silly ever since. That is the only kind of segment I can remember from this show. Oh, no. And it's potentially ruined my life.
Yeah, it's the most scarring. Thanks, Lee Nelson, for introducing a child to porn.
You did it. Well done. That's Lee Nelson's well good show.
That's Lee Nelson's legacy, getting a child addicted to porn.
I've given it 56 out of 100. Do you remember it enough to give it a score?
No, honestly, I don't even remember that.
Okay.
I don't remember any of it.
I really need to pee. So we're not done by any means. Try and come up with... Think about what you've been watching lately and try and come up with anything that you've been watching.
Oh, I haven't been watching anything. Well, I've been watching Invincible. I really don't have anything else to say about Invincible. The second season's just as good as the first one. Maybe there's... I don't know. They're nearly on par, I'd say. It's still going strong. It's still an awesome show. Mark Grayson is my favourite superhero. I love him. I want to give him a big kiss. He's legal, right? That's not weird for me to say.
I don't know, man.
How old is... I'm going to type it in. I'm going to Google it. I'm Googling it because I might have just outed myself as a dirty nonce. How old is Mark Grayson? There we go. It didn't just come up with a straight... I'm going to Reddit. I'm going to Reddit. Oh, for fuck's sake. It's giving me all these stupid nerd answers. Like, during the show, for fuck's sake. During the show. He's 17. That's not too weird. It's a little weird.
It's illegal in America.
It's illegal. Yeah, it's not legal here. It's not
legal make it
here.
good though.
Well,
it's like you could perv on a 14-year-old if you based it on Japan.
I'm not. I think he's gone to college now. There's been a year. He's 18 now.
Yeah, how old? Just Google how old are Americans when they go to college. How old? Because when they're a senior in high school, they're 18, right?
I don't know. I thought that was like 16. 18. That's okay. I can want to smooch him, I guess.
He's maybe just about.
I give him a nice peck on the cheek is what I want. I'd want.
I'm not attracted to any character in that show, just in case. I watched a movie called The Ringer.
His mum, his hot, like 50-year-old mum. Anyway, The Ringer. Is that the...
I'm sure I've told you about this. This stars Johnny Knoxville, and he tries to do a scam where he wins like a Special Olympics running race.
Oh, no,
he essentially has to act like he's mentally messed up. I think I've told you about this before, have I, maybe?
Maybe. 2005, yeah, that's
about right.
That's a 2005 movie.
It's not bad.
Yeah.
I kind of enjoyed it. It was one of them where it was like, a lot of it wasn't that funny, but there were some bits that were definitely quite funny. 54. Yeah, I liked it. I think it was pretty good.
Yeah.
The Sidemen story. Netflix documentary about the Sidemen.
They'll do a documentary on it.
You know what? They fucking will, because this were just kind of boring.
Yeah.
Like, I know that part of the reason why this could be boring is because I've followed the Sidemen for a long time. I want to follow them because they're a massive part of UK internet culture. So, you know, I'm interested in them. But the thing is, like, their story of how they became it is like, they were like every other fucking kid making video game videos, and they got lucky. That's it, basically. Like, they try and maybe make it a bit more interesting than that, but it's just not. It's boring. 30. Like, and I'm a fan of the Sidemen, and I gave that 30.
I'd give that like a 15 or something if I watched it, because I wouldn't fucking care. I liked KSI when he was doing the Heskey time and the fucking that shit, and now I don't. I've not watched him.
Peak
since,
for me was when he fought Logan Paul. But it's just like, as a fan, I don't like it because it's boring, and I was there for basically everything they're talking about. As someone who's not a fan, you could be maybe more interested in how they got there, but why would you give a shit? You're not a fan.
Yeah.
So it's just not it's not a good setup at all. Fear Factor, starring Joe Rogan as the presenter, where they just fuck people up for no reason.
It is, yeah. This seems like something you should like.
I should.
Yeah.
61.
Okay, yeah, well, you liked it better than most of the stuff we've talked about.
Not enough to, like, watch it anymore. I watched a few episodes.
How is Joe Rogan in that? Because I suppose that was his sort of thing,
It was probably his first big break,
yeah.
He's the presenter, so, I mean, like, basically every episode they get 4 people to do, like, 3 death-defying things, or like, so they might put them in a coffin full of rats or something like that.
It's not death-defying,
and it's fucking like it's terrifying. Like, they make them do scary shit, but it's like next episode, it's 4 different people and they're doing different things, and it's like,
I don't know. I could find that interesting.
It is. It's good. It's like, oh fucking hell, what are they going to make them do this time? But it's like, I try and compare it to I'm a Celebrity, because obviously I'm a Celebrity makes them do scary things in a similar sort of way. You don't kind of get the story of it. It's like, I don't give a shit that this person's scared, because I've known him for like 3 minutes. You don't really hit particularly well. So, Orion in the Dark is a new animated movie. It just didn't hit well.
Oh no!
It was just like, a lot of it was kind of pretty enough, but not that much. And like, I don't know, the story was a bit weird. It's basically about this one little bitch scared of the dark. 40, didn't like it. Some of these things are just not going to be a lot to say about. Long Shot, probably the worst Seth Rogen movie.
Oh, wait, no, I'm thinking of You People with Jonah Hill. What's Long Shot?
I think this is essentially like a rom-com with Seth Rogen, and I think it's Charlize Theron. I think that's who it is. Very famous actress. If that's who the actress is, I can't remember if that's even who is in it. It's a rom-com.
Yeah.
And it's got him in it. It's like, it doesn't even feel much like a Seth Rogen
rom-com?
It doesn't even, the comedy in it don't even feel very Seth Rogen. I think it might slightly be a symptom.
Does he not go, hey babe, you want to smoke up this doob?
They did do drugs in it, of course. Yeah. But he didn't, I was waiting for the part where it was like, hey, I'm Alan the Alien. Do you want to fight the Viltrumites?
Yeah. We need you to join the Viltrum Empire. I just got back from space.
So yeah, he didn't do any of that, so I was disappointed. No, even the comedy didn't feel like Seth Rogen comedy. It was just kind of, it was fine, but not good. What did I give this? Probably nothing great. 38, yeah. So, I don't know. I think maybe Seth Rogen's getting a little old for kind of because his comedy's quite childish. Let's be honest.
Yeah.
So I think
Yeah,
he's
no,
grown
I know
up to
what
us, and that's obviously completely fine.
Yeah.
Right, Hunger Games reboot: The Ballad of Songbirds and Snakes.
It's not a reboot, is it? I thought it was like a
Prequel,
Yeah,
prequel, yeah.
sequel, is it?
Prequel reboot.
Is it a series or it's a movie?
It's a movie, yeah. Should have been a series.
Yeah, I mean, I've no interest in watching it.
That happens way too often nowadays. With the rise of Netflix and series getting as much funding as movies ever did, and them both being kind of equally as big in scope, it means that Hollywood and people who make movies and series are not used to what story should be what. And this should have been a series, 100%.
Yeah,
I'm trying to remember stuff. I
really thought it was. I thought it was a series, but
no, it should have been 40. Yeah, it was one of those where technically there was a lot to like about it, but it just fell really flat story wise.
I really liked all. Well, I liked I liked the books. I liked 1 and 2. I liked the Hunger Games and Hunger Games Catching Fire.
So there was Hunger Games Mockingjay or something like that.
Mockingjay is the third one.
Catching Fire.
Catching Fire is the second one.
So it's Hunger Games Catching Fire. Mockingjay Part 1 and 2.
Yeah, but obviously Mockingjay is just one book.
Yeah,
thing.
It was in the era where everything had to have a 2-part ending.
Yeah.
Harry Potter started that.
Yeah.
Even fucking Divergent did that. Do you remember Divergent?
Yeah, it did. But I don't know. I get, they could, it was fine being 2 parts if they wanted to spend more time on stuff, but they spent time on like the stuff that I feel like people didn't care about.
It was part of the trend, wasn't it? That was the main reason they did it.
Yeah, but even like I thought it fell apart in the books with Mockingjay as well. Like I think characters just made decisions that were just fucking silly. And
you'd like this even less than I think. Do you know what? It's one of them like when I wanted to complain about Dune, and I kind of found it a bit hard because while I was watching it, it felt really obvious what I didn't like about it, and problems I had about it, and all the way through watching this really long film, by the way. It had 3 parts. When a movie does like part 1 and it shows and then it does a part 2, it's like, so that's 3 episodes of what should have been a show then. Why is this a movie?
Yeah.
It's like, it did that. And it's like, I don't know, when I was watching it, it was really obvious what the problems were, and I'd probably have to go back and watch it again to really kind of like talk about what I didn't like about it. I'm not going to try and rediscover it now. That happens quite a bit, but it's not awful. I mean, there's some bits of when the Hunger Games are going on that are interesting and that, and some parts of the universe that are kind of interesting, but they 100%... a big part of it felt unnecessary.
Yeah.
And like, why is it snow?
Is he like...
He's the guy! He's the main guy!
Is he in the Hunger Games? Like, he's a contestant?
No.
Okay.
No. It's, her who, I don't know if she actually did, her who was going to play Snow White.
Oh, yeah,
Renee Zellweger, that's her name.
Mm-hmm.
I even almost have a problem with kind of race casting on this with her as well.
Why?
But probably not.
What?
It's like, because, do you know what? No, it's not that. It's more kind of, she's too good at singing, is my main problem with her.
Okay.
It's weird. I'm not going to talk about it. It don't even matter. It's not a problem, really.
No, just because like I know a lot about the Hunger Games universe. Like, what's up with the...
They obviously try and get the same reaction as a...
Yeah, like
with her singing a song.
Yeah.
But like she's just been fucking picked to be slaughtered essentially, and she flawlessly sings this song like it's a fucking Disney thing. It's
I don't know. I suppose, but the whole thing in that is that you're supposed to like look desirable for sponsors and stuff. So
no, that's not at that point.
Okay,
it's when she's been immediately picked.
Oh, okay, fair enough. I thought you were talking like
in the first thing she does.
Right,
I thought, oh, is this a musical? I was thinking this could be a musical.
Yeah, fair enough then. I thought you were talking like they picked her name out, she got taken back to the Capitol, she got all prettied up, they were like, hey, look at this fucking... Yeah, alright,
no.
yeah.
She sung later as a result of some of that, and that was fine.
Yeah.
But even so, it sometimes I have a pet peeve of, like, that's just not what people sound like live as well.
No,
it's like that's a different thing.
Yeah,
That's a technical
also
problem.
like if you as like a teenage girl have just picked your, I don't know if the drawing system was the same, but if your name has
I think
just
so.
been picked out of a fucking bowl and it's like, hey, you're going to, not only are you going to an arena where you're going to be forced to either be killed or kill other children, we're also like
It would have hit so much harder if she'd have been kind of choking up a bit, or
she
not
was
quite
just like,
able to
oh
sing
my
right.
fucking god, I'm going to die.
It's also I know why she might have been singing the song, maybe to kind of, some propaganda ways, in the same way that Katniss did all before.
If they would have held off and like you got to the bit where it's like, now we're going to trounce you about so we can try and get sponsors for you, and it's like, if she's like, I'm going to sing, and they're like, oh cool, we can work with that, and then she's like, hi, really, I'm singing a rebel song, fuck you, like
but
that.
Part of the whole thing with this Hunger Games is there's none of that. None of the pageantry and kind of trying to get sponsors had been developed yet as a tactic and part of the games. It's basically about Snow making that being what the games are.
Okay.
And it's like, it's small stuff. It's masses of small stuff. Like, this is like the 9th Hunger Games or something. And they're already trying to use the people getting bored of the Hunger Games. It's like the 9th one. It's like, I could maybe see how they could, but surely they could wait till like the 50th.
Yeah, I know.
Or like the 47th or something. Where it's a bit more time for them to have gotten bored. And there's a lot of like kind of niggling flaws, like loads of niggling flaws like that.
The thing is as well, though, is that at the start, the main reason for the Hunger Games wasn't entertainment. It was, this is punishment for rebellion.
Yeah.
And it's like we're gonna take your kids and we're gonna force them to do this, and this is so that you never ever get this idea ever again, because the punishment will be much worse. So it's like when you're saying that early on, it's like, oh well, people getting bored of them. It's like, well, that's not the fucking point. It's like
they've literally just been slaughtered not long ago.
Yeah.
And it's weird as well, because like obviously They really wanted to have a character from the originals as the main one from these, so people can attach them. And it's like, Snow gets all like involved with because the rebels aren't fully gone because it's not long happened since. So he gets like involved with them, but then like just isn't at the end. And it's like, I don't know, man. It's just a bit fucked. It's. Moving on, the Marvels.
Now talking about fucked.
It's it's fine. I liked it.
You liked
65.
it. 65. I mean, to be fair, I don't even watch the movie, so
nothing wrong with that film at all. It's just a fairly solid superhero movie. It's fine.
There's 3 women protagonists,
And they're good.
How am I supposed to respect that?
They're good.
No,
I liked it.
I'm kidding. I ain't even watched it. I ain't even watched it, so I can't talk about it.
I didn't like how kind of like. They like to just like change Captain Marvel's personality for whatever's going on.
Yeah,
they kind of made her a bit too Thor-like in this one. Okay. Whereas like in the Captain Marvel movie, she's kind of like grumpy, sassy.
Yeah, I remember being an unlikable cunt. Is how it's how I describe it.
I don't know. I thought she was grumpy, sassy, and almost like you don't necessarily want to like all the good guys. In a way, and I kind of liked that about her.
I think I like the person who I'm going to spend most of my hour and a half with. I don't know.
But if she were used as not a main character in movies, as kind of the stickler for the kind of, younger superheroes who are like, all these younger superheroes, all they're about is messing about and looking cool.
I don't even fucking like, that annoys me when the spunky sort of like, whoa, hey, you're like kid superhero. That pisses me off
I know it pisses you off, but most people like that, so you can't blame them for that.
The people are...
But what I'm saying is, she could be used as a character like that, but they kind of just like decide what a personality is based off. Like, she's like, it turns out she'd like married a prince and was like, technically she's a Disney princess. So it's like I don't know, there's some bits that are not amazing, and that's why it got 65.
Yeah.
Also, the ending doesn't make sense. But like the vast majority of the movie was enjoyable.
I don't want to look at Camilla Khan's big fucking stretchy face either, the bitch, so...
Whoa! That one came out of nowhere.
That's because of the fucking Avengers game. Fucking Camilla Khan.
Camilla Khan.
Yeah,
Kamala Khan.
I thought it was Camilla.
Camilla. No, that's the Queen.
Oh, yeah.
That's the Queen right now. Have you ever seen Big Trouble in Little China?
I don't know. I don't think
You know
so.
when you made me watch Heavy Metal?
Yeah.
It's not to that level.
Okay.
But I think you should watch Big
Alright,
Trouble in
okay,
Little
maybe,
China. Because it stars Kurt Russell and a bunch of Asian people. Right? We were looking for a film to watch, and we thought, we'll put something on Disney Plus. I fancy something like an adventure movie. And this were just kind of there, and I'd heard about it before. I didn't really know much about it, and I thought, fuck it. I don't like to watch old movies much. Let me give one a go. It'll give a bit of variety. And this movie, the main thing I will say about it is, it slowly gets to a point where you're like, I'm getting a bit bored, and then some crazy shit will happen, and then you'll be like, what the fuck is that happening for? And then it's like, I'm in again. I was out, but I'm in again. And that happens 3 or 4 times throughout the whole movie. It's not good. It's not a good film. I give it 40, but
Whoa, what the fuck? I thought you'd give it like a 60-something. Okay.
No, it's definitely not good. Definitely not good.
That makes me want to watch it more.
But it is a lot. Okay.
Right, yeah, I'll watch
so, The Art of Self-Defense. This is another movie starring Jesse Eisenberg. This is a bit more of an artsy film, but it's one of those where it's like just artsy enough to not be shit.
Okay.
I liked it. It was good. It was kind of like... It was, I would say, the level of artsy that Whiplash is.
Okay, yeah, that's a nice amount of... I like that amount of artsy.
It's not as good as Whiplash. I gave it a 58. But it is good, and I think other people could like it more than me. Not a lot I can say about it without spoiling it. Jesse Eisenberg, yeah, pretty cool. Might be worth a watch, if you want something a bit different. I'm sure I've told you about Pick of Destiny.
You watched. I'm sure you told me you like.
I'm pretty sure I moaned about Memento a lot as well.
Is that who is it again?
It's the guy who plays Aldrich Killian in Iron Man 3. He's got all the tattoos on him.
Yeah, I think we have talked about this.
Yeah, he's got like memory loss, short-term memory loss.
Yeah.
It's fucking bullshit. It's bullshit. He started an argument with my long-term partner, this one, where she liked the fact that the ending doesn't make any sense and you could maybe think about it in any way I want. And I was like, that means there's not actually a story here. So what the fuck? Yeah. Like, I hate that shit. I hate when it's like, oh, it's open to interpretation. No, you just didn't finish it, you fucking idiot. That's not a story then. You can't say it's open to interpretation. That's not the whole point of doing a movie or just any sort of media entertainment. The core of any of them is a story. And if you're doing open to it, oh, this could mean this could... No! Stop it!
This is completely off track. I don't know why this has just popped into my head, but the fucking Facebook page for the Borderlands movie. They put a picture of them all together, like the main group. It looks so bad. Can you bring it up really?
Why did that?
I don't know why. I don't know why that's just popped in my head. Just if you type in Borderlands movie, I'm sure it'll. I want to react to this on the thing. I want to bring it up because it made me. I saw this literally just before we started recording, and it made me laugh from how dejected. Look, the girl who's playing Tiny Tina's look, and so is fucking Kevin Hart as well. They're looking off into the distance, oh, I hope this is worth the fucking page. It just looks good. I don't look how Kevin's he's sort
Kevin
of
Hart. This is business as usual for him.
Yeah.
Oh God, Roland should be twice.
I know he should be up here. It should be the Rock.
Why is Krieg there?
I know why is Krieg part of it, and also why does Krieg look like the most fucking Comic-Con-esque Krieg ever? He straight up look. That's a dude cosplaying as Krieg. This
is on a very obvious green screen as well. Look how terrible this green screen cutout is. This looks like a photo that should have gone semi-viral because a bunch of celebrities were really into Borderlands and went to Comic-Con.
Yeah.
And that should have been it.
And there's Jack Black superimposed in at the front.
Oh, God. It's not even the right scale. The claptrap that they've put in this picture isn't even the right scale. For this claptrap to be touching the floor, it should be twice as wide as he is. Oh, yikes. That's going to be terrible. That's gonna be so,
I have to go
so
and
bad.
watch it, but like I'm gonna be.
Don't watch it the movies.
No,
Don't give them money.
I'm gonna. Well, yeah.
You know how we watched like Sonic
Yeah.
2? Yeah.
Yeah.
Let's do that. Let's
Yeah,
do
okay.
that. And you can't go. I'm not going to go to the movies and see it. I will 100% be watching it.
Yeah.
I'm not going to give them the money at the movies for it though. Ugh.
If it by some fucking miracle ends up actually being good, I could see myself like watching it here, and then if it's still out in cinemas, like going and seeing it.
I think that's right. I would do that too.
But yeah, okay, yeah.
It's weird the contrast between that trailer and what's going on with that and the Fallout series, isn't it? It's a series, isn't it?
Yeah.
It's weird. It's like, and I'm already on edge looking at that Fallout series trailer, thinking, "Oh, why are you doing this in the first place? I don't like that you're trying to risk this." And then I'm like, "Don't look bad."
Yeah. But it looks all
could
right.
be alright. Like I'm excited for that. And I'm like scared of the Borderlands one. It's a different reaction.
Yeah, I know what you mean. But like, and all the reviews are coming out for Fallout. It's like, oh, everybody's saying it's good. Everybody's giving it good. Yeah, everybody's giving it.
Is it out yet? Anyway.
It's gonna be. In fact, they're gonna bring it out tomorrow at 6 o'clock Pacific time.
Is it critics saying it's good?
Well, yeah, but it could be. So it could still be shit. But the thing is,
it will be.
Okay,
it will be.
Well, I don't.
Of course, it will.
Did you watch? Did you watch? I didn't watch it. Did you watch Last of Us?
Last of Us?
Yeah.
No, I didn't watch it.
Right.
I'm not interested. I don't know what it is about Last of Us. I can't do it. I should play that game as well. Do you know what? I feel like. Do you know what I think did it for me? There's a channel I watch called Nakey Jakey. And he kind of just he's essentially a video game essay type kind of guy, and he did a really good video on The Last of Us and The Last of Us 2. Yeah. So I watched. So he did a video on The Last of Us, then he did a video on The Last of Us and The Last of Us 2.
Yeah,
there's kind of two, and I watched both of them, so I know what happens in both, and I know the flaws in both, and it's like I shouldn't have watched them, to be honest. I should have watched them after.
Yeah,
it's like. When Pyrocynical did his video on The Platform, I was like, I just watched The Platform by watching his video, and I just didn't feel the need to play the games, because I know what happens, and I know they're probably a really cool emotional experience, but there's no point me having that now, because it's not going to feel like a cool emotional experience.
I didn't know what it was. I tried to get into I tried playing the first game, and it just didn't get me.
The mechanics and things like that are stuff that I should really like as well, which is... I'm a bit disappointed I ruined it for me, because I like games like... Do you remember Splinter Cell Blacklist in particular and stuff like that? I love shit like that.
It's like action, but it can be as soft as you want.
So I don't know. It's one of those where I can't do it now. I kind of know what happens, and like equally because I know what happens, and because I kind of admire the game from afar, I don't want to watch the show because it feels a bit wrong. Plus, do you know what? This could get me cancelled more than anything I've actually said on this podcast. Fuck Pedro Pascal.
Oh, jeez.
Fuck him. I don't like him.
I don't know about him specifically, like as a person. I think it's
yeah, exactly. I don't like him in stuff. Yeah. I think he's a bad actor.
Yeah, do you?
Yeah. I think he's in too much stuff, as for a start. Okay. That's a big problem I have.
I can see that.
Also, I think he is miscast a lot. As in, he's cast to play, so far as I'm aware, Heavy Rumours, most likely, Mr. Fantastic.
No.
I didn't think he was good as Mandalorian at all.
No, yeah.
I don't think he should have ever taken the mask off with that, and that's pointless.
He's not like Mr. Fantastic, though, is he? Like...
I don't think he's Joel. Like, I've not even played that game, but I've seen enough on it to kind of get the vibe. No!
Yeah.
I don't, as in, so at that point, essentially everything he's ever done of note, I'm not a fan of.
Did you ever watch The Unbearable Weight of Massive Talent?
No, okay. I've ummed and ahed about maybe wanting to watch that.
Because he's good, I like him in that. But I think honestly,
he play someone in that, or is he himself?
He's someone in that. He's like he's like this big sort of drug lord sort of guy.
I find that a bit difficult. Because I know that some people play themselves and some aren't.
No, I'm pretty sure it might just be Nick Cage who's playing himself.
Right, okay.
I think that's it. Like just the idea is Nick is himself, and then Pedro Pascal is like some massive drug lord who's a big fan of.
Immediately, that just makes me want to watch War Dogs again instead for some reason.
The War Dogs?
I don't know why. It just makes me think of Jonah Hill's massive like War Dog guy. That's a great movie.
I love how much of a bastard Jonah Hill is in that movie. And
Miles Teller movie as well.
Yeah.
You know, when it comes to actors that rarely miss what they're in, Miles Teller is up there for me. I can't think of a thing Miles Teller's been in that I've seen and not liked. Project X, you were in for a bit, loved it. War Dogs, great. Whiplash, great.
Awesome.
Like, Southpaw? No, that's not the one he was in. He was in a boxing film that's I can't remember the name of it, but it's probably my favourite boxing film I've ever seen as well. Better than every Rocky by a long way. Like, everything he's in is great. Miles Teller's potentially my favourite actor.
There's one fucking. Well, it's two scenes, but it's just how much of like a conman and a fucking shyster Jonah Hill's character is in War Dogs. Because like at one point he's trying to like get like support off somebody who's quite like heavily Jewish. Like he's. He's like related to Jewish people, and like he, in that one scene, he's like coming across to the guy. It's like, no, I'm just is it mosque or is it? No, it's not mosque, is it? It's like,
is it
temple or is it temple? Or do they might just say temple.
Their church.
I think it's temple. I think it's
we should have listened more in Ari when we were kids.
I think it's temple though. I think it's like, I'm just a temple reading the Shabbat, shit like that. And then. I think it's called a synagogue, but I think they call it a synagogue, but I think they refer it to as like going to temple or something. Yeah. So I'm just at temple and stuff like that. And then later, like a bit later on, like 10 minutes in the movie, he shows up to this other guy's house that you just said his name. I forgot.
Miles Teller's character.
Yeah, he shows up to his house and he's like having this dinner party, a bunch of people, and he's like, get out here, like comes up to him, he's like, what are you having dinner party over there with all them fucking Jews for? It's like
honestly, it's so good. I mean, those two in that movie, really,
they're great together as well.
There's it's not one of those that goes like mega up there into the 90s for me, but it's a solid like 80 around there because there's other stuff about it that I'm not maybe as hot on. But those two do an amazing job.
Yeah, it's honestly one of my favourite movies ever, War Dogs.
Yeah, it's great. It's one of those where it's easy to recommend to people. Another one for me for that is like Chronicle. You know, the one where
Chronicle's
like that's great to recommend to people. Another one that I can recommend easy to people like that, Looper. With Bruce Willis. Those all kind of fit in a similar kind of spot for me. Anyway, next thing, I was going to go through Booksmart. It's a teen movie. It's not amazing. Fine.
So you haven't watched True Detective yet?
No, you rated True Detective. You gave it 60. I've seen...
I gave it 60?
Yeah. You'd not watched all of it by then, though.
Put it to like 65, I think.
Okay. Oh, no, 68.
Yeah.
I've seen some episodes of True Detective, but only when I was studying media studies at A-level, so... Booksmart, it's a teen movie. What did I give it? 53, whatever. Yeah, sure.
I've got through most of the first episode of Ted.
You got through most of it?
Yeah.
Okay. Did you like it? I thought the first episode was maybe the funniest as well.
No, it wasn't because I stopped because I was like, this is shit. I think there's something I was like, so something happened and I stopped.
Yeah.
But like, I was liking it, so...
Solid TV. Yeah. It's quite funny. It's more funny than it deserves to be. I give it a 68. There's one episode that's too preachy.
Okay.
And it's like... Yeah. It's to do with lesbians, I think, and this is set in the 90s, so like it's an appropriate amount of disdain for gay people in the 90s, but it's like the entire rest of this show was like weird, funny, haha, it weren't the right time and place. There's a character in Ted that's all about kind of like social activism and stuff. And
Is that she's not a sister, is she? She's like
that's the character though. And she like
how old is she? Because she is hot, and I don't want to.
She
I don't want to be a
is
creep for...
in that show.
She is in that
I
show.
don't know. I don't even know what to Google.
Yeah,
I don't know her name. I don't know.
Well, if you go on test.
Oh yeah,
okay.
yeah.
I mean more her.
Oh, I've googled this before.
Oh, okay.
I wonder why I was looking that up. Blair. I don't know. The actor's 26, but.
Okay, well that's fine. That's what I want to know because
good looking. I mean, there's a lot of good looking people in this show.
Unlike Mark Grayson, who is a cartoon character, I do need to know the character's age there to see if he's old enough. But with this person, this is an actress, so I can find her hot if she's of legal age.
This is gonna maybe sound weird, and I hope my girlfriend doesn't listen to this because I don't mean anything by this. She's got like a fall in love with me face though. Like rather than like a fuck me face, it's more of like a. Yeah. You know what I mean with that, don't you?
We're gonna get married. We'll probably have us honeymoon somewhere like sunny, like Italy.
Anyway, but yeah, Ted, it's a solid show. I think her character being activist like that needs to be a little bit slightly more kind of like played with, but like, don't disregard these things she's saying, but come on. Yeah. It can be funny. And that episode that I was on about really is not that. It's kind of funny.
Yeah.
Quite on set. So, I talked about that. I gave that a 68 as well.
Oh,
jeez. Fox Warrior Gaming. That's my name, is Fox.
But
thanks for the follow.
Your legal name is Fox Warrior Gaming.
Yeah, my entire name is that. You've just stolen it from me. Thanks. Welcome to the Kick family. Oh, you're typing fast. What the fuck? This chat is going quick. Love giving love to other streamers. Keep up. Thank you, sir or madame. No. Okay, two more things to talk about. Well, we talked about Invincible. I'll put that at the top. 87. That's gone up to for me. From I think it was at 84 out of 100. I'd rated Invincible. Mostly from the first season. Rewatching the first season again. I don't know. It's just like there's some problems, like I was telling you, with like. Basically, the main thing it does amazingly is just kind of like the human level of these gods.
Yeah.
It essentially takes DC and does it better because the power levels are of DC, not Marvel. That's really important, I think. Because Marvel's whole deal is about kind of the human struggle of people with extra powers. But you can't give... It's really hard to do a human struggle of people with extra powers when their powers are, like, infinite, you know?
Yeah, the thing is with Marvel as well is it tries to be so kid-friendly and, like goofy now, especially. I don't think it used to.
Maybe in the movies and shows and that, but it's like... It depends what you're looking at.
Yeah, no, I know, but like now the main movies that come out now are quite goofy. You have to imagine, and the heroes are always spouting quips and fucking shit like that.
But that's fine for the main stuff because like you got to appeal to as many people as possible on the main stuff. But what I find disappointing with that is that they used to have the Netflix shows, which were way more gritty.
Yeah.
And they kind of don't really have those in the same way now, which is a bit of a shame. I don't know. Invincible is just fantastic at, like, really, like, almost realistically, I guess, crafting these emotional stories and kind of, like, journeys through these... like huge, powerful kind of action. It's almost like you know, like how awful you would feel if. Think about the mix of emotions you would have if your mum and dad were together and been together for 30 years, but through that time, your mum had like kind of like beat you, and sometimes she might like finger your bum a bit. Like, I know I framed that in a funny way. Okay, and your dad is a bit too... He knows what's going on, but he's a bit too scared to admit it, right? Finally, your mum dies.
Yeah.
Okay? So you're free from, like, some of the awful stuff. And it weren't... You know, you could probably deal with it. It's not amazing.
Yeah.
That's the type of shit that happened in Invincible, right? But it's superhero stuff. It's like, so that's the level, the type of emotional complexity you'd have to get out of that show with real world events is that sort of thing. But because it's a superhero show, they don't have to have such personally awful stuff.
Yeah.
It can be like otherworldly stuff that we don't have to hit too hard with, that we can just understand what those characters are going through.
I don't know what the finger and...
It was to try to make some trauma be a part of it, you know? So it's like... Stop trying to avoid my writing.
I keep picking up.
What I'm saying is, right? They essentially craft these dramatic, like complex emotional scenarios that we couldn't be in, like regular humans couldn't be in. Which to some people,
I could get fingered by my mom.
No, that was the realistic one. To some people, like my girlfriend, like Jasmine, she would find it less interesting because real people couldn't get in those really complex emotional scenarios. Personally, and I think a lot of people, seem to find them more interesting because they couldn't be in those. So it's like the fact that normal people couldn't be in those scenarios is interesting inherently, and the fact that it makes it so deeply emotionally complex as a result, that is the thing that hugely carries that show. Because the animation's not good.
No, it's not. It's
like, you know,
there's quite a lot of times where I'll see something and go, "Oh, that's a bit."
A lot of the technical stuff is not good, but on purpose. It's obviously a choice that's been made so that they can make the important stuff that they know makes the show good so good.
Yeah.
But that's why I'm not going to give it like more than a 90 because I can't.
Yeah.
Acknowledge.
I've given it a 90 just because I love the story and the character so much. But like you say, it's like, you know, you look at Arcane and it's like that's got all of that we're talking about and more of the polish too. Yeah. So.
Even same with Edge Runners, Cyberpunk Edge Runners was very much the same sort of thing with that too. American Nightmare. So this is another documentary. I think I've told you about this. Do you remember? Oh God, there was a woman who went missing, and they thought the media were trying to. What? A woman went missing.
When? Who? What? I didn't.
Where were you on June 15th?
Jeez, I was
kidnapping a woman.
I was kidnapping a guy. That's what I'm saying. I didn't.
Yeah, it wasn't me. I was kidnapping a guy, not a woman. Anyway, so she went missing, and this happened not long after the movie Gone Girl. So so some of the way the media were piecing it together were trying to make her look like a Gone Girl.
Yeah.
Do you remember that kind of happening?
No,
I kind of subtly remember the story of that happening
in England.
No.
Oh, no, I didn't want to no.
Anyway, it
was well, it's called American Nightmare, so...
It was the documentary around that. It was good. It was a good documentary. I liked it a lot. It was kind of a bit odd. I mean, 68, same as Quiet on Set. It was one of those where it was probably like focusing on other stuff a bit too much. Yeah. No, do you know what the problem with this was? It drew it out too much. I think it was 4 or 5 episodes, and it could have been 2 easily.
Yeah.
But yeah, American Nightmare, good show. Right, that's all of them. That's all the things I've been watching. Anything else you've been watching to add to this?
Nope. We're waiting for Fallout to come out, really.
Yeah, I mean, on my to-watch list, let's go through my to-watch list and games to play. So on to watch, the movies I've got: Don't Breathe 2, Akira, Girl with Dragon Tattoo, Exorcist 2, Haunted in Venice, the Mean Girls reboot. I might watch that tonight. It's probably going to be terrible. Madam Web. That's the Morbius of nowadays. Have you seen adverts for Monkey Man?
I've seen trailers for it. I think it
looks sick.
Yeah, it looks really good. I might go and see it.
I'm definitely going to watch that. So kind of recently, I went to my friend Cal's. Well, not his house. He was dog sitting for someone who has a big fancy house.
Okay.
And he was like, "Listen, I'm dog sitting. Do you want to come and watch a film? We can watch fucking action film while the lady's away. Let's watch fucking murder movie." So I brought some oven pizzas and we watched Blade. That's the type of movie, Monkey Man. I would watch it like that sort of thing. Seize Them. You seen that advertised?
Yeah, this might just be me, but I think it looks shit.
Yeah, it's not a you movie. That
no.
It's like it gives me the same vibes as Bad Education. You know that show? The movie. They did a movie of that.
I don't know. Even I think this looks worse than Bad Education. I don't know.
I almost just want to see it because of who's in it. I mean, Nick Froster's in it. The girl from Sex Education's in it. It's one of those where it's like I want to see it because of them, and I'm fine to not like it. Dune 2, that's out. I didn't even know that was.
Yeah, no, I've still not been and seen it.
I don't think it's probably done at the movies.
Is it?
We could next time we do podcasts, we could probably pull that up and watch it at home.
Yeah,
that might be worth it. It'll be long. I went back and watched Dune, the first one, and I had to watch it in multiple again. Yeah, should have been a series, not a movie.
It should. And there is a Dune series called Children of Dune, but I think it's okay. I think I've heard all right stuff about it.
Well, I went back and watched Dune as if it was a series. Yeah. And years later, and Googled a couple things.
Okay.
By the end of that, I was kind of enjoying it.
Okay.
Still found it a little bit drawn out and long.
Okay.
But then I thought, wait a minute. I've had to wait years, watch this how it's not intended, and research it to start to enjoy it.
Yeah.
I am not increasing. That is a bad. If you have to do all of that, fuck that.
I mean, to be fair, before I went to go and see the first Dune, I'd already sat and watched maybe an hour or two's worth of content about the Dune universe.
I don't think you should do that.
But the thing is, I think you should with a movie like Dune.
No, I don't think you should. I totally don't think you should. You should definitely not have to. The reason I don't think you should is because that means that you've supplemented that movie.
I know, but
the movie itself is bad.
It's at the same time, though, that story suffers being told as a movie because there's so much.
So why make a movie? So you can't say that you should go and research stuff and then enjoy it because the movie's shit. Then it doesn't suit the format and everything. Do you know what? Do you know what does get the same scrutiny as that? Yeah. This pisses me off a bit because Dune, everyone's like, "Oh, it's brilliant." Yeah, you just have to know the universe. Blah, blah, blah. Do you know what does get the same scrutiny as Marvel movies nowadays? They're all like, "Oh, you have to have watched 17 movies and 8 seasons and that to even think this is good." Yeah. That's a massive problem. No one gives a shit when it's Dune, and it's the first fucking thing in the series.
Yeah, I know. I'm not saying that Well, I mean, I literally just said I think you should, but I mean more that I feel
you might have accidentally stumbled on me being right again.
I think
that happens a lot.
I think I mean more just I feel like I had a much better experience with that movie because I had done that. Yeah,
that's true, of course, but I maybe to my own detriment, I'm not the type of person that would rather try and make my experience better rather than more authentic.
Yeah.
And I think that's the difference between those. When it comes to seasons, Extraordinary. Do you remember telling you about that show?
Yeah, I think so.
It's funny, fresh meat style comedy. Everyone has superpowers.
Yep.
Season 2, way worse than Season 1. Still solid, Season 2, but Season 1 I really liked. It was really interesting, really cool. Season 2, it's basically just like a normal comedy drama. They kind of forget that everyone has superpowers in this world. Not enjoying it as much. Christmas Carol 2019. I need to watch that at Christmas time again.
You need to watch that. That's the really dark one that I like, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
Hyperdrive is on my list to watch as well. That your mum's in.
I thought you told me you watched it.
No, I told you I tried to watch it and I couldn't fucking find it.
Yeah, because it's so obscure.
It's quite niche. Yeah. I've left it on my list though because I want to try and find it again.
Yeah,
I really did try and find it. I'm not going to lie.
Nick Frost as well. I'm just surprised more people don't know about it. But
I think it was potentially on Amazon to buy, and I didn't want to have to individually pay for it.
I have no idea where we'd have our DVDs of Hyperdrive because I know we had some because I watched it, but I have no idea where.
I ain't got a DVD player anyway. Who does?
Do you not have some? You can't shove it in that anywhere, can you? In your gaming PC? No. Okay, yeah, fair enough.
No,
I can't. I can't. I ain't got a DVD.
I'm tempted to try and watch Halo the season. I've not heard good things about it.
Yeah, I've not either, but I wouldn't watch it.
The last Airbender season, I have heard good things about it. So
the live action thing.
Yeah, the live action.
I've still not watched it, but I think I've heard good things. Yeah.
And then obviously when Fallout season comes out, I'll watch that. Notice I've not put Borderlands on here.
Yeah, fair enough.
I will watch it, but I just daren't even put it on my to watch list.
That's giving it too much hype.
Exactly. Have you got anything in mind that you want to watch, movies and TV wise?
Just Fallout. obviously, when Henry Cavill does his Warhammer show, like that's apparently.
Oh, it's going to be a show.
Yeah, that is going to be a show. Yeah, I think.
What I'll say about that is it's going to be bad. I know
probably,
Henry Cavill's involved, and
I
that makes
know,
that's
I
a
know,
lot more
yeah.
promising. Warhammer is never going to be doable for a series or a show and be good. It's never going to work.
What they are doing, I think, actually could work as a thing because it's not this huge.
It's not going to work.
It's not. No. Listen, it's not this huge epic thing where it's like all these super like soldiers and gods and stuff. It's a lot. It's a lot more grounded story in that universe.
Tiny part of the universe that's done as maybe a mini series, but at that point, it's like, what's the point? Why is it even Warhammer?
It's cool. It's got a cool setting.
I don't know,
it's
man.
About,
I just think
it's about a demon hunter. That's cool. It's about like a demon hunter.
Cool, but it's like cool. Yeah, I'm sure that is cool, but like at that point, when you narrow it down that much, it just doesn't even need to be Warhammer. You know,
yeah,
it's
like, does because you still want that sci-fi gothic thing with like
No, because if you have to have Warhammer as a universe be influential enough on a series or movie that's even as grounded as that, you would have to do all the lore research like you have to do on the other things to know why things are so influential on what's happening. If you don't have to do all that, then it's literally got next to nothing to do with that universe.
I don't think
you can't do it.
I don't think that's going to be the problem with the show. I think the show's going to have
I'm going to
problems,
watch it because I know that's going to be right.
I'm
going to watch it and I'm going to go, Judd, I fucking told you so, and you're going to be like, oh fuck's sake, he's right again.
I think I just don't think they're going to. Or you know what? For some reason, I just have a sneaking suspicion that it's just going to fall through. Like they
should, like betting sites should take bets on whether Henry Cavill's going to quit it or not. They should, because he did with The Witcher, rightfully so. And I reckon he's going to get to the point where he should, rightfully so, get pissed off at this as well. They should take bets on it. I think that'd be good. Games that I'm interested in playing then. God of War Ragnarok's still on there. Hellskate I've got on there because it's people who did Neversoft Tony Hawk's games.
I know what you mean. Yeah, you said.
I've played the demo of it. Not good. Prince of Persia Lost Crown. Oh my god, that game's expensive.
Is that another new one?
Well, it's the latest one. You know, the kind of like 2.5D.
Why is that expensive?
I don't know.
Yeah.
That's why I've not bought it. I thought when it came out it might be 20.
Yeah, how much is it?
Like 60.
Fuck that.
I honestly, like new, but obviously on like CD keys.
Is it another new Prince as well?
Yeah.
Fuck off! No,
I know.
What?
I will pay 12. I think is my top end for that. So I'm waiting for it to come down to that.
I didn't like it when you did it the first time and it was a new Prince. Why would I like it now? Fuck off!
But you should play the Forgotten Sands because that's the old one.
Yeah. No, I know that is the because they went back to him. They went, oh yeah, well, fucking what's he called? I forget his name.
The Prince.
Yeah, just the Prince. Yeah, just our Prince.
Yeah. I would potentially go as far to say that might be the best Prince of Persia game.
Yeah.
I think my order for Prince of Persia games is Warrior Within.
Yeah.
Then I would say Forgotten Sands and Sands of Time. Probably both around next. Then it's got to be Two Thrones. Yeah. I don't know. I liked the one with the new Prince as well. I think it's got to go there, isn't it? It's got to go next after those.
That was my least favorite one. The one with the not this.
Well, they were all goo. They were all venom rather than sand.
The goops. Yeah, I hated that one. That was terrible. That game.
I've never technically completed that game. Actually,
you couldn't when we first got it because it was fucking broken.
It was broken. Yeah, it was. It was one of the release games for 360, and a lot of those were broken.
Yeah.
Which is not an excuse. So I want to play that Prince of Persia game at some point, but it's got to be around 10 quid for me. I'm not going to spend a lot on it. Little Gator game. It's a bit like A Short Hike. Seems like that.
Oh yeah, I think I've seen the trailer for this. Yeah,
it's one of those that's like I could just play that at any time, but I just somehow don't gravitate to it. I don't know. Yeah. Evoland is another one of those where like it's cheap. And the concept of it's really cool. So you start on like 8-bit
Is
2D thing, and then you get to end of the level and it kind of progresses.
Yeah, no, I have seen that as well.
It transforms into a full 3D RPG type of deal.
Yeah.
It's really cool. Baldur's Gate 3 obviously is on there, and it's money that's talking about. Immortals of Avium. You've heard about this game.
I have,
I've heard some stuff about it. I've heard it's not amazing, but I've looked it up.
Again?
I'll show you it a bit. I really need to pee again, but I can hold it. It's that one.
Oh yeah, this game looks like way too much VFX.
It looks like first-person magic.
You know when we're talking about dangling keys in fucking people's faces, it's just way too much.
It's like first-person shooter magic with a linear story. To really basically sum it up. I've not heard amazing things, but I have to say, the things that don't sound amazing about it are things that I kind of appreciate in games. It sounds to me like a game that I'm not going to rave about, but I would enjoy more than most.
Okay.
And it's under 20 now.
Oh, okay, well, alright,
so
fair enough then.
Now I'm like, that's probably up there as my next most likely to buy game.
Is it that much because it's dog shit, though? Probably.
Well, I know. You know what people call dog shit? I honestly think I could enjoy it a similar amount to, like, maybe just under Bioshock Infinite, personally.
I can't see that.
Spider-Man 2, obviously, I'm definitely going to play that.
Yeah.
It's still £70.
I can't believe you haven't yet.
It's £70. It's like, I'm struggling to justify $50 for Baldur's Gate.
No, I know, but I just feel like Spider-Man 2 would just be something that you go... No,
£70.
No expenses. You'd be like, darling, we are not eating this week.
If I have to pay £70 for Spider-Man 2, I will.
Okay, yeah.
But I'm just living. There's other games on here I could do first. I'm just hoping it'll dip to like 60 at least.
It's like, I don't know. Just for me, if they brought out a Total War Warhammer 40,000, I'd be like,
the other thing is it's not on PC, so I could only have it a £70 game on PS5.
Yeah,
that kind of sways it a little for me. So I'm kind of thinking like, either I'll wait for a price drop to go to £60-50, which is mental, by the way, because when we bought new games, they were 30.
Yeah.
So either I'll wait for it to go to £60-50, or I'll wait for it to be 70 on PC. That's kind of what I've got with that. Light No Fire is the new game from the people who made No Man's Sky. It's not done yet or anything, I don't think. I'm just really interested to see what their follow-up's going to be.
Okay.
That's why that's on there. Marvel Legends is Overwatch with Marvel characters.
I thought this looked really good, actually. There
will be massive flaws in this. You know, any game that even tries to imitate Overwatch, inherently because they're imitating Overwatch, will have massive flaws, but because it's Marvel, they'll try and have some sort of fucking character card system where you have to get loot boxes to even players them, or some bollocks where it'll essentially be pay to win. This, I'm not expecting that to be a good game, but I want to be part of the kind of like dumpster fire or knowing kind of what goes on with it. Have you seen adverts for Rise of the Ronin?
Is that
looks a bit like Sekiro to me.
Is it? No, I'm thinking of the last Ronin, where it's fucking Teenage Mutant Turtles.
No. I don't know. It just looks like a single player kind of.
Is it like Ghost of Tsushima or what the fuck it's called?
Something like that. It looks similar to those sorts of things. You got to talk about games you want to play coming up.
Oh, jeez.
I literally can't even wait.
I guess I'll talk about Judas then. You know Judas, right, Jake?
I'm pissing.
Oh, he's pissing. Judas is the next Bioshock game, basically. It's made by Ken Levine and that team, the Bioshock team, basically. It's looking like your standard, I got a gun in one hand, I have magic powers or whatever the fuck in the other hand. It's looking like Bioshock in space, and the bad guys are like influencers, maybe. Is what I'm getting. I don't know if that is the case though. That's what I kind of got from like the little cinematic trailer they did. But I think I know it's in space. I can tell you it's in space. And it's definitely a Bioshock-esque game. So yeah, I'm looking forward to that because obviously I'm such a big Bioshock fan. And this is just Bioshock but in space. So I'm looking forward to that. Space Marine. He's coming.
I'm coming. I just ripped my pants, I think. It's fine. Don't worry about it.
Have you got anything to say about Judas?
Yeah, he's probably the worst of the apostles.
Yeah.
He
was the bastard. So
I've seen some adverts for this. Do you not get? I don't know if this is adult life or what. Do you not get the same like? Oh, you're probably fucking something like up again with it.
No, because this is a new IP. So if this is shit,
it's a spiritual successor, isn't
whatever.
it? It's like it's it looks so.
I know. But at the same time, it's like detached enough where I'm like, if this is shit, for me, it doesn't ruin any of the Bioshock.
It's only really as detached as Bioshock Infinite.
No, it's not because
Bioshock Infinite didn't really have much to do with the original ones.
It did, especially because you went back to Rapture at the end, and then there was the DLCs. You do if you complete the game.
I didn't.
Did you not complete the game?
Yeah.
Okay, you go back to Rapture.
I must have had a different copy.
No, you didn't. and also like the DLC. I know you didn't play the DLCs, but the 2 DLCs are Burial at Sea, which are taking place in Rapture.
Okay,
so
yeah, I suppose.
So it's and aside from the fact it has the word Bioshock in the title.
I know, but I've always thought that maybe it couldn't have. I think they could have potentially left that if they wanted to, really.
But they didn't want to. But
I don't know.
Judas is a new IP.
It looks kind of cool, I guess. But there's always like stuff that's like, why couldn't you have just done nothing to do with it? Because it looks too similar. You know what I mean?
No,
it's like you're obviously a great studio. Could you have not come up?
No,
could you have just done, go away. Go and do something else.
They have to have gun in one hand, magic power in the others, first person POV. Fuck you! That's the game. Telekinesis, electro ball, incinerate.
Do you know what I mean, though? Yeah. Whenever something new that's like to do with something you love comes out, and it's like, oh no.
We'll just have to see. We'll have to see if it's good. So I'm looking forward to that, and also in a few months, 5 months, I think Space Marine 2 comes out, and I'm looking forward to Space Marine 2.
Okay.
I still think you should play Space Marine 1 because it's probably about £5 on Steam.
I would, but you've not played any games I recommend.
Which one? Which one do you
Kena
want
Bridge of Spirits comes to mind.
Jeez, you fucking Disney princess, fucking loving it.
It's such an enjoy.
I'm just taking the piss.
Listen, right?
I'm just taking the piss. I know.
Puss in Boots.
I know, I love stuff like that. I love Undertale, I love fucking Puss in Boots. I think it's funny.
You need to apologise.
No,
you love Puss in Boots. So you literally said Puss in Boots, whatever the fuck it's called, that movie, is your favourite film ever.
It's a funny orange cat.
So when I like Kena Bridge of Spirits, and it's just like such a nice, well-polished throwback, semi-linear story game. Oh, it makes me drool. I want more of that. I want more of that shit. Okay, which is why I want to play Immortals, Avium thing, because it's like a semi-linear kind of pew magic, haha, fun. Why don't we just have fun playing games? Do you remember that? Remember when we did that?
Where do I get it? Do I get it from Steam? How much is it?
I would probably recommend it on probably CD Keys or G2 Play, one of these things.
And I better save everyone with the power of love.
No, you have to collect these little fuckers. They're great.
Little fuckers.
You have to collect these little like black blob fuckers. They're great.
Not for £49. I'm not collecting little.
No.
I'm not collecting black.
I don't know why it looks so expensive. I did not pay this much for it. But
$31.19.
No, it's not that much. I could find it somewhere cheap for you, but whatever. I think I paid maybe £13 for it. I'm sure I could figure that out. But yeah, it's good. You collect these little fuckers, and like they get hats.
It's Pikmin.
You collect little hats, and they're cuter than Pikmin. It's like Pixar looking. They are fucking cute as shit.
It's Pixar Pikmin then.
And they like follow you about, and you can like take little pictures of them, and they go. It's good, it's fun! But that's not the main thing that you do, but it's good. It's good, great game. Ratchet & Clank Rift Apart, oh my god. The Ratchet & Clank reboot saga is so fucking good.
I don't have a PlayStation, so... But I mean, that's something maybe. That is something I'd play, though, if I had a PlayStation. Because...
that one had no right. The Rift Apart had no right being as good as it was. I played the Ratchet & Clank. reboot. You know, the one that's just called Ratchet and Clank, but the rebooted one. I was like, damn, this is a lot of fun.
Yeah.
Like, I like how kind of like they just made Ratchet and Clank again, but up to date. It was great.
Is it still fucking the dude who's like taking a bunch of different parts from different planets and stuff, or what the fuck?
I don't
know.
know.
I don't know.
Well, this one's got some multi-universe shit going on. So
yeah, but it's Dr. Nefarious.
Yeah, Dr. Nefarious. Yeah.
Dr.
He's a
Nefarious.
main villain.
He is.
In general, it's not all about him though.
Yeah.
It's like it kind of, they use him a lot. It's good. The story's good. So the story writing's really good. So it's not like just kind of a Dr. Nefarious villain arc thing. There's a bit more to it, but it uses him, and it's not too complex. It's great.
So, did you come to River? Is really the question. Why?
I didn't even think about that. I was too much
about that,
in the childish. I didn't even. Rule 34 didn't even come to my mind.
Well, now
I was having too much enjoyable childish whimsy. It was great. Weirdly, the first one, like the first reboot, I thought was going to be. I was like surprised that I enjoyed it, but like, not mega surprised because obviously it's basically like a modern Ratchet and Clank.
Yeah.
This one, because I was like, they made woman Ratchets. Normally that sort of thing kind of they focus on too much and fuck it up as a result.
Yeah.
And they really, really didn't. It was like I think maybe part of why I rate it so much was potentially because of how surprisingly good it was.
Yeah.
As in, I saw that sequel and thought, oh god, this is going to be some sort of like cash grab where they just want to sell more toys of like a female Lumbax.
So people can put them in jars and like masturbate furiously.
Whatever, I don't know, probably. But and do you know what? It might be. That might be one of the main reasons they did it. But at least they actually made it really good as well.
If she's a likable character, then fine.
She's got to, so the voice actor that does Rivet has done a lot of voice actors.
Yeah.
But it was so good to the point where that voice I now recognise as Rivet more than anything else, which is wild considering like how many other video game characters
Is she? Bring her up. Is she the one who voices her from Tak and the Power of Juju? I think we fucking we did this, didn't we?
Yeah.
Voice actor. Yeah.
Jennifer Hale. Yeah, that even rings a bell. The name, which doesn't happen a lot with voice actors, does it? So she's female Shepherd, Cinderella.
She's
a lot. Like a lot. But like I said, to the point where like she's Rivet to me more than anything.
She's in the new
X-Men 97. That was a bad, but she's every fucking female ever in any animated thing.
Yeah, just anything. If we need a lady voice actor in something somewhere, we'll call you.
If you're ever like in a pub quiz and it's like, which voice actress voices this female character?
Yeah.
Do one of those. You like more than half. Yeah. Just speaking on voice acting, by the way, we were on about Invincible. Stephen Lin, is he called?
Yeah, Stephen Lin.
Oh my god, he's so fucking good in Invincible.
Awesome.
His voice acting is like J.K. Simmons as Omni-Man and whatever. He's like almost obviously good, but I put Stephen Lin above that. His voice acting is incredible.
And Sandra Oh, the lady who plays Debbie, his mom.
Yeah, she is. She's so good. She's almost disappointingly overshadowed by him though, because like, fucking hell, I honestly at this point I would say that's probably the best voice acting I've ever heard. It's just so unbelievable how much emotion he gets through just in the voice there.
I also really like as well how like with the mum of the superhero isn't usually a very sort of like focused on part, and it's not usually something like the audience cares about. Usually, if it is as well, like it's we're cutting over to the B story with the mum. It's like well, really, I want to get back to the A story with the
you want
superhero.
to see the flipping and stuff.
But whenever Debbie comes on screen, I'm like, how is Debbie doing? I want to know how Debbie's doing.
And do you know what? Do you know what emphasizes that even more? I've forgotten his name as well, but it didn't even matter. The Cecil's bitch. What's he called?
Oh, Donald.
Donald. Yeah. Like it's like, oh, it's a Donald scene.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Let's watch the Donald scene. Fucking hell. Yeah.
Can you imagine if fucking Maria Hill had a series?
Yeah.
Like everyone would be like, what the fuck?
fuck
But
is
if
that?
Donald does,
I'd watch Donald. I'd watch Donald.
Donald scenes, yeah.
I'd watch fucking a series about his gay best friend.
I know. Oh my god, that's the proper shine that Invincible has. It's so personable and character, and I think that's maybe what I didn't like about Omni-Man going off and having another family. I kind of liked that all of them, apart from one, was slaughtered.
Yeah.
Because I don't like it when a show that's so personable and makes you give a shit about the characters and the feel of the characters and all that so much adds more characters. It kind of dilutes it.
But then, tell me you didn't start caring for the bug lady. Tell me you didn't start caring for the bug lady.
I didn't care about the bug lady.
You didn't care about the bug. What about Oliver? Do you care for Oliver?
I care about Oliver because he's been in it more, but I kind of wish he wasn't. In a way, but that's a bit more of a me thing. I will say.
Do you wish that Armstrong Levy would have smushed him over his big, nasty, fucking tumoured head?
Fucking hell. No. What I kind of with stuff like that, I kind of almost wish something that maybe could be a bit cliche, and this is literally off the top of my head, would have happened instead, where he's gone and had a kid on Bug Planet. And rather than the kid being saved by Mark and going home to Earth and things like that, it's picked up by the Viltrumites, and a season or two down the line is a more of a dramatic reveal while he's fully grown.
I don't know. The thing is, though, I think you're supposed to be like, yo, Omni-Man, what the fuck? I think that's the point.
I guess. But all I'm saying is they played into that emotion, and which wasn't bad to do, rather than the type that I'm kind of saying, which I might have preferred. It's hard to say because it didn't happen, so I don't know whether I would have preferred it or not. But I don't know. Invincible's great.
The thing is with him going to another planet is that he's always, and he's done this before, he's always gone to planets and taken them over, and he's never had a problem before, and he's always gone on to the next. And like you said before, he's possibly like at least 1,000 years old, Omni-Man. And so this...
He's not done it before.
Yeah, I'm
pretty sure he's assigned to Earth.
No, he's conquered other planets before. This isn't his first... Yeah, this isn't his first rodeo. He's not done... like the new way where it's like go to the planet, half the family. Yeah. Because before it's like we can go out in like teams.
God, and the subtlety of that new chick, how she's like, she kind of gets that.
Yeah.
But she's still, like...
the
blend of she's being the like, I could murder you, we would do this, but I know we're trying to do this new thing, and that's probably good.
And this is like... That's the thing as well, is like, because they fucking cut the population in half, like, right at the beginning, and now they're so spread out, that's why this is like, look, we don't want to be killing each other. Like,
every character has such a good emotional complexity in that show.
Yeah.
The writing and the story, it literally carried... I would go as far to say as, my score of 87 out of 100 for Invincible... I would say a good 82 of that is story alone.
Yeah.
And that shows, like, when anything doesn't take as, like, ultimate care of the story above everything else, you're doomed to fail.
Yeah.
Absolutely doomed to fail. Because you can basically reach 90 out of 100 with pure story.
Yeah.
And so it should be.
Yeah, but anyway, that's what I'm saying anyway, is that after Mark fucking infected him with humanity, basically, right at the end of season 1, he was like, I don't know what to do, because he's like, he just spent the past 1,000 years doing this thing, and he was like, this is right, this is how we save the galaxy. And then he's got to this point, and he's just had the past 1,000 years shattered for him.
Yeah.
So what he did was he went into space and was maybe thinking about killing himself, but then he found Fraxa, and he sort of defaulted. He went, right, I'm doing it again. I'm starting a family like I'm supposed to have, but I'm doing it sort of on my own terms. So I think he sort of defaulted more than like, I don't know, I'm going to try and move on. Because it like, he didn't expect to have this family on Earth and become
Well,
so
they were
attached.
just showing how he had got more used to that way of working.
Yeah.
Like, he just accidentally fell into it again.
Yeah.
And that's... It was really obvious that, like, he accidentally fell into caring. He went to train die and accidentally fell into caring again. So he's infected. He's got this... He's infected with humanity, like you said. And I love how they treat it like an infection, because it really could be considered that.
Yeah, because that's the thing as well, is Filtrumites are so different from humans that when they go and do this shit, it's like, because that's how they act.
Yeah.
It's like, that's how they've been told to act. So.
And it's like... And it's not left for interpretation either.
No,
by the way.
Yeah, he's straight
which
up
a lot of
says it,
stupid, like artsy shit is done for. It's like on the nose, told you and seen this emotional complexity.
Yeah.
You don't need to leave wishy-washy shite to make everyone not really know what's going on. To have a really in-depth, complex, emotional piece of art
it's
to
funny.
enjoy.
It's funny, and I always laugh whenever he says something like it. But Omni-Man will say something like, I feel terrible for what I did on Earth, and it's like, yeah, yeah, you fucking should. But at the same time, it's like, because he spent the past
he's an alien.
Because he's an alien. And he spent the past 1,000 years doing that, and it being okay, and like being reinforced by his own people. Now to suddenly be like, no, this is bad. He's like,
can you
he's like,
imagine?
oh my god, is it?
Can you imagine if, like, now we discovered that, like, bread was a horrible thing? Bread was really sentient, and we were really horrifically causing pain to bread.
Yeah.
Right? We'd be like, fuck! Oh my god, I never knew. Like,
and then at the end of the season, you're like, "What would you have after 500 years?" And then I go, "Warburtons." I go 50.
And I go, well, I'm more of a King's Milk.
You look at 2 loaves of Kingsville in each of your bloody hands, like. You fly off to fuck a bug.
That's how most men deal with things. I think. To fuck a bug. Wild. I don't know. It's there's already porn of that new woman, by the way.
Oh, what, the bug woman?
No, well, probably actually. No, of the Viltrumite.
Oh, of Anissa.
Woman.
Yeah, that I'm not surprised.
She's
at that.
very cool. Very cool character.
I don't
like her a
want to
lot.
say what happens with her later.
Yeah, I don't like. See, I don't know why you're reading ahead, man.
Because I really like the story, and I was like, I want to.
Yeah, you're a fucking pussy. You can't fucking wait.
No, I couldn't.
Like, wait.
No, I couldn't. I'm not gonna wait like fucking 10 years until the whole thing's out, because that's how it.
No, I don't mean until the whole thing's out. I mean until the whole next season's out. It depends. I suppose it depends.
Yeah.
As in, look, we've been presented with the start of this amazing story, so I want to make sure I enjoy that at it. Like, as it should be, or at its best.
Yeah.
Now, I think, for me, as it should be or at its best is the show. But I suppose you could think, I love this too much, I think I'm going to enjoy it more by reading comics about it instead. Because if you do read the comics, you're going to ruin the show more. You're going to make the show worse to you.
Yeah.
So you just have to pick, really, as to what you think is the best way for you to enjoy what you're going to get out of it.
I'm glad I've read the comics, because the stuff that they like don't show, or usually because it's not like really important. It's just to the overall story. Like for instance, in the comics, Omni-Man does not kill the Guardians of the Globe until like issue 15.
Wow.
It spends a long time.
Like the first thing.
In the comics, it spends a long time going, here's Omni-Man, the hero, and he's bringing up his son Matt to be like him. And then 15 issues later, he goes, he's not the hero. And then you have this whole thing where like Cecil's like, what's going on with Omni-Man?
It just makes a different vibe altogether, though, doesn't it?
Yeah.
In that the whole first season of the show is no one knows about Omni-Man.
Yeah.
Whereas I suppose in the comics, it's like you settle into the like Omni-Man's a good guy.
Yeah,
Everyone thinks he's good.
Yeah.
It's like a surprise deal rather than a no one else knows.
Yeah.
Which is both are good. Both are really good.
But also, no one else knows is the thing as well. Like you still have that.
But like I'm talking like
the
main kind of point. What is amazing is that I'm going on your account of the comics. I've not actually read the comics or anything, but it's amazing that they managed to do both of those kind of presentations of that really well. Yeah. Of the like, no one knows about Omni-Man and the oh my god, Omni-Man. Both those things are very different and neat and take a lot of different handling to be done in a good way, and somehow like the show and the comics has been able to take both those approaches and both do them well.
Maybe it's just a fucking good written story with good written characters, Jake. Maybe you should fucking think about that.
Imagine fucking making a good story with good characters and things that happen to them nowadays.
Yeah.
No one gives a shit anymore.
Who wrote Invincible? Let's end the podcast by just fucking mentioning that, because this is nearly 3 hours long.
Google it. I feel like Michael on GTA 5, like, no one makes them like they should do.
That'll be it, right? Robert
Kirkman and Corey Walker. They probably authors, so they did the comics.
Robert Kirkman, you're a fucking genius. Just press his name, actually, because I what else has he done? I know he's done other stuff.
He's done Walking Dead comics.
He did Science Dog.
Well,
he did The Walking Dead. Yeah, he did the Walking Dead stuff. That's where I know him from.
What else? It's a lot of Invincible.
Yeah, because it's different, like.
Yeah, a lot of Invincible and Walking Dead comics, basically.
Just the issue of Mark just splayed out like fucking beaten to shit.
Jesus. And I really like that it's adult as well. They could, this is going to sound fucking pervy as shit, they could have more, like, obvious sex, if that makes sense. God. They could have more graphic sex.
I don't want them to, because I watch it with my little brother. That's the thing.
I don't give a shit. I don't watch it with anyone.
I'm totally fine with all the ultra violence and all the gore and stuff. That's fine. You can watch that. But the second there's any nudity scene, I'm like, you can't.
It's not needed to be graphic by any means. It shouldn't have been so far. But I am very open to, if things need to be graphic sexually, it would suit the show still. Almost Game of Thrones wise, it doesn't yet, but
why
should be open to that.
Can't I watch Immortal and Duplicate have a massive fucking orgy? Huh? Why can't I see that?
You probably can if you Google it.
I probably could actually.
Yeah, I don't know. I feel like I should. I'm going to put it up a little. Actually, Invincible to 8. I'm going to put it 1 by 1 to 18 because we've been talking about it so much. It's like,
push the boat out.
I just want to see what I've rated higher than Invincible, just in case.
Arcane.
There's not a lot. Like, so I've given it 88. So we're talking things like, oh my god, there's some great movies. American Pie 2. People should. Other people will not agree with me.
I can't believe
In Time is another one of those movies that I can recommend.
I can't believe
really
you put I Am Mother so high up.
Oh, I loved I Am Mother.
Why?
It's so good.
It's alright.
Yeah,
I give it like
really
a fucking
good.
a 676.
Smiling Friends is on the level of Invincible to me. The best Derren Brown things that he's ever done, and I love Derren. Borat and Bruno. We're looking at Shaun of the Dead. Bleed for This is the Miles Teller boxing film that I saw.
Yeah.
Fucking hell. I don't know if I want to recommend it to you because it's a boxing film, but even like though it's like supposed to be a boxing film, that's the type of film that's so good. I reckon if you watch that with your nan and granddad, like honestly, it's such a fucking good film. And then we're looking at stuff that's like hard to beat, like fucking Logan, like the original Spider-Man, Hereditary, Fight Club, fucking, we're looking at stuff that's like that. Kingsman: The Golden Circle.
Why is that so? Did you mean to do that?
Probably not.
That's why you
that can go down.
91?
That can go to 87. I really do like that a lot, though. It's really good. Avengers: Age of Ultron. I'm leaving it at 91. I fucking love that movie.
That's
Whiplash is an example on Joker.
I think Age of Ultron might be one of my favorite Avengers. I don't know if it's my absolute favorite.
No, the best one is Infinity War.
Yeah,
it just is.
Yeah,
Infinity War is my favorite film of all time. I honestly think it's perfect. I think Infinity War, Avengers Infinity War, you have to bear in mind context for what it is. I don't think that movie could have been any better. I think it's the absolute perfect movie. Like, what could be better about that?
I really liked it. I mean, I really liked it. I hate being... Because I'm not a Marvel fanboy, I'm not, but, like, I fucking adore
literally,
that.
I mean, Endgame gets 1 point less for that one scene. I
know. I don't do it. I think we'll get cancelled.
No, do it.
We'll be taken out.
I'll say if you want.
It is when Peter Parker has the Infinity Gauntlet and fucking Miss Marvel shows, Captain Marvel, whatever the fuck her name is, shows up and she goes, "Hey Peter, we'll take it from here," and all of the ladies fucking gather
do a really
around.
fucking cringe pose, as if they weren't already doing something amazing anyway.
Yeah, like they weren't all busy fighting that entire army that just fucking showed up.
It just made them. It made them look like, and it was really not that much of a problem at all. Let's be honest.
No,
but it just made them look slightly like fucking show
they
compared to everyone else.
Yeah, I know. She should have just been like, "Give me here," and then like gone and like maybe pass it between.
And
like,
then it would have got a 95.
Yeah, like. You know, you think it has to be this? Don't worry, we'll take it from here.
That's the one scene.
It's like fuck
and
off.
I didn't hate it. I didn't hate it. It was cool still because they were all looking cool as shit. But it was the fact that it's like, why are they showing off?
We're making a point. It's like,
it was like, okay, they still look really cool doing it. So I really don't hate it. But it's like that point of showing off looked slightly lame on them.
Yeah.
So that's the only thing that I didn't like about it. By the way, while we're right up at the top, 94s out of 100, The Inbetweeners is so close to a perfect show for me. Like, it's the funniest thing I've ever seen, I think, as a show. Like, there's not a flaw in it, surely. I'm tempted to put it on a 95. I honestly am.
I feel that way about, I think, Always Sunny.
No, Always Sunny's got some episodes that are not amazing.
No, it does actually. There's actually one episode of Always Sunny that I just won't watch because I'm just not into it. Like, I just don't find it funny.
There's not a single episode of Inbetweeners like that.
That's the one that's mostly in black and white. It's like done like a noir thing.
Yeah, there's some stuff about Always Sunny that I'm not stoked on, but there's not a bad episode, but there's some that are like closer to average.
Everybody says that the one with Frank's brother's a bad episode, but I think there's some really fucking funny bits in that one.
Do you know what? What's hard for me with Always Sunny, partially probably because it's the longest running live action show, I find it hard to remember individual episodes unless they really stand out. So to me, the Jersey Shore episode really stands out. The one where Frank gets it. The one
where Frank gets
where
it.
He gets it.
Oh yeah.
The one where he crawls out of the fucking sofa.
Out of the bed. Frank, did you hear that? They was calling you an asshole.
That's hilarious. The other one, which it maybe is because it's in the latest season, but I reckon I will still remember it, is Dennis's Day Off.
Yeah,
those. So I do remember some of them, but so many, and a lot of them I don't really even remember.
Yeah.
Whereas Inbetweeners, if you said, the one where they do that, every single episode I'll recognise it. Same with the IT Crowd. That's another one where I know every episode of it if you mention a thing that happened.
Help! Fire! Help!
Yeah. Well, I think the most iconic IT Crowd episode is the Countdown one.
Which one was the Countdown?
Where they have an underground countdown ring.
I can't remember. Maybe I've not seen that one.
It's in the last season, to be fair.
I remember the dinner party one where she's got like the burnt face and everything, and like he goes back to a hotel and she's like got all those games and stuff. She's like really nice apartment. It's like,
and he's trying to figure out
what do you do? He's like, I'm a model. It's like, a model, and and she's like, yeah, these, these are gonna come off soon, and I'll go back to my career.
And
He's like, going, oh.
Gonna be fucking scarred and shit. My favourite one, though, probably the most memorable one for me, is when they go to the theatre. So Jen's dating this guy, and they're like, I think he's gay, like he's like into the theatre and stuff. Oh my god, we should potentially watch that. That's the best. There's so many just beats in that are absolutely fucking hilarious. It's the one where he's in the toilets, the queue's too big and he's fucking desperate to go, the Irish guy. So he goes in the disabled and must like, you can't, you're not disabled. And then he locks the door and they're knocking on the door like, oh, you've been a while, and he has to go, oh, I've fallen. and they're like, are you okay? He's like, I'm disabled. they go. What do you mean? How are you disabled? And he goes, leg disabled.
yeah, I have seen that.
And he has to fake me in the wheelchair the whole time. And this group is a group of fucking gay disabled people. And he's being wheeled onto this thing because he can't say he's not.
No, I know.
And they're all going, I love Willie. He's like, do you know one of the reasons? And that happens, and the best bit is Jen, who's obviously witnessing this mess of things happens. She's like, fuck, she goes in and she goes for a drink, and Moss is behind the bar. He goes, hello. Oh my god, the lead up is so fucking funny. The IT crowd is amazing. One of the reasons I found that episode so funny in particular is because it reminds me of when we went to see a pantomime and we accidentally pissed on the homeless guy.
Oh my god!
Because that feels like an episode of that.
Yeah, that's going to sound awful with no context. But we've been doing this for 3 hours, so that's the one time I'm not going to get context to the fucking.
We'll ever get.
No, they've had more context to that on multiple occasions. But I just
we've
feel
talked about that so many times. Listen to every other podcast if anyone wants to know.
We're not bad guys. We just needed a piss, and we pissed on the most brightly coloured thing that was a sheet of plastic.
We were children.
That we didn't realise had a homeless man underneath it either. Long story short. There we go.
Well, I said it was going to be a long one. I think it's good. I'm not as afraid of long podcasts as I used to be because I've got good internet now as well, and that's probably just going to take 15 minutes to upload anyway, so we'll be fine. Right, well, next time there'll be stuff, probably. That's been a good one.
Fallout, I think we could probably talk about Fallout.
Oh, it'll come out by then.
Yeah. I don't know if they're going to just throw the whole thing out or if it's going to be a weekly
we'll see.
thing.
I probably won't have watched it by then as well as the other thing.
I will watch it when it
comes. We'll
out.
see. I'll watch some of the stuff and we'll get into it. We will get into it. I'm wearing Common Culture merch. This is a band that I have been making music videos for, and they will have a new music video coming out soon. Subscribe to Common Culture on YouTube, or like them on Facebook, Twitter, TikTok, Instagram, all that shit. Okay.
Sure, do it. Why not?
That's a podcast. I think my girlfriend's come home and I've not cooked her any food, so
I'm gonna go
get to make egg fried rice. We didn't order any food. You said you were gonna, and we just kind of got distracted.
We just got into it. So
yeah. Okay, right, we're done.